How you doing?
Bro, I'm doing good. I woke up this morning. I was in my right mind. Blood was running warm in my veins. I had use of my limbs. I was able to put my feet on the floor. A lot of people had an appointment they couldn't reschedule.
What they say from where we from, we on this side of the dirt.
Yeah.
That was the first thing I wanted to say before we say anything, bro, is check in with you.
All my life, been grinding all my life. Sacrifice, hustle paid the price. Want a slice, got to roll the dice, that's why. All my life, I've been grinding all my life. Look, all my life, been grinding all my life. Sacrifice, hustle paid the price. Want a slice, got to roll the dice, that's why. All my life, I've been grinding all my life.
Hello, welcome to another episode of Club Shay Shay. I am your host, Shannon Sharpe. I'm also the proprietor of Club Shay Shay. Stopping by for conversation and a drink today is one of hip-hop's most multi-dimensional figures. He's a Grammy-nominated rapper, award-winning songwriter, and multi-platinum artist, versatile producer. He's the first rapper inducted into the Mississippi Musician Hall of Fame. He's evolved from a rapper into a dynamic force behind the scenes. He's CEO of Banner Vision, who created campaigns for Gatorade, Disney, Marvel, Gillette, and Pepsi, a multi-talented actor, activist, philanthropist, entrepreneur, entertainer, and public speaker, an advocate for humanity, a cultural thought leader, an outspoken commentator on social issues, an industry veteran for over a quarter century. He uses his voice and influence to push the boundaries and spark meaningful change. One of the major forces behind the Dirty South's rap breakthrough in mainstream music in the early 2000s, from the M.I., crooked letter I. Mm-hmm. Crooked letter. Humpback,
Yep.
I. Here he is, yours truly, David Banner.
Blessings. Shannon,
Yes.
how you doing?
Bro, I'm doing good.
Honestly.
You know what? I woke up this morning. I was in my right mind. Blood was running warm in my veins. I had use of my limbs. I was able to put my feet on the floor because a lot of people had an appointment they couldn't reschedule.
Yep. What they say from where we from, we on this side of the dirt.
Yeah.
That was the first thing I wanted to say before we say anything, bro, is check in with you.
Yeah.
Like, I need you to understand something, bro. When you decided that you were going to talk like you talk, be intelligent.
Yeah.
Make sure that you know everything. I watched how you researched. I watched how it meant something to you. Because I remember as an actor, you know, one of the first things they told me to do is to crush my Southern accent or I was going to be typecast.
Mm-hmm.
I remember that, bro.
Yeah.
And for you to decide, make a conscious decision that you want to speak like you, bro, and you brought them to you.
Yeah.
That meant a lot. And we have to be careful, bro. Sometimes we will allow them to turn our blessings into a jail cell.
Yeah.
Like, bro, I watched when you talked about, bro, not having no running water in the crib, bro. People don't even understand where we come from and the environments that our grandparents lived and our mothers lived under, bro. You know, and for you to break generational curses, bro, I want you to understand that regardless of what they decide to try to do, bro, you own yourself.
I do.
You're a made man. So, like, one of the things that I think that we do is we become so judgmental of each other.
We do.
And forget that we're human beings.
Mm-hmm.
Bro, I talked about recently, people were really interested in this conversation about how, and I'm not talking about whether he was right or wrong or not. That's not for me to judge. That's for God to judge. But like how media did Chris Brown when he was a child.
Right.
He was a kid. People forgot he wasn't even 21 at the time. Mm-hmm. And because we're so vested in these people's fame and their money, we forget what God say. We forget about being human beings. And we pray for forgiveness can I cuss y'all? Every fucking day of our life. Mm-hmm. But we are the most judgmental people on this planet.
Right.
So, bro, like, I really, really wanted to know just how you doing.
I think the thing is, a lot of time what happens is that we ask for forgiveness, but we're the least forgiving. Mm-hmm. And I think that's the biggest issue right there.
And we don't forgive ourselves.
No. And sometimes we end up putting ourselves in jail for perpetuity, even though at the smallest mistakes, realizing that at the end of the day, we're human and we're going to err. Yeah. But I think the thing for me is that is that I do realize how fortunate I am. I do realize how blessed that I am, and I do realize where I came from and how long it took me to get here. And I'm very thankful. I'm very appreciative of the people, because a lot of people had to sacrifice in order for Shannon to be where Shannon is, and I never forgot that.
You know what I think that your followers should do right now? And I think they should sit back and be honored and blessed that this much chocolate is on their camera right now. Just look and take this in right now. Because Shannon, I'm in that gym, not quite as much as you are. I'm in that junk, dog.
Yeah. I see you. That's what Jordan, my social media guy, my picture guy, he was like, man, okay, I see you been in the gym hitting them shoulders, huh?
Bro, let me tell you something, dog, man. I'm so thankful, bro. You had Ali Sadiq on here.
Yeah.
That's one of my partners, bro.
Yeah, he's amazing, bro.
Matter of fact, I saw it shocked you when you asked him a question and he said David Banner.
Yeah.
And you was like, oh. Like, Ali was one of the people that taught me, man, that if we really about what we say we are about spiritually, we make some people uncomfortable.
Right.
There's certain spaces that are not for us. And sometimes we have to be careful. I had to learn this, bro. I just came out like a major depression, bro. And I can't say what God was trying to show me, man, but I think God was trying to tell me that even the things that I think are good still don't come before him, her, or it.
Oh.
You understand what I'm saying?
Yes.
So I thought fighting for black people, I thought being a good person, I thought all of those things. Even think about David in the Bible.
Mm-hmm.
People don't know that Psalms is a song. Verses from a song. And that as much as people talk about it, if you took away the fact that God said that was his man, if you look at David, he was a gangster rapper. No, really, I'm serious. And the only reason why Christians hoop and holler about David is because God said that's my man. But if you took that away,
right,
you would treat him like you used to treat David Banner and how they trying to treat you. So just as men, bro, like regardless, it ain't my place, bro, but I wanted to do a check on you.
Good.
Because most people don't.
Right.
And most people really don't care, bro.
Right.
Yeah.
Well,
that's it.
Bro, to everything that you've accomplished, all that you're doing, and what you'll continue to accomplish.
Thank you, G.
God bless you, bro.
I appreciate it, man. I appreciate it, bro. Thank you. Thank you for having me in your space, bro.
Thanks for coming.
To me.
How have you been?
Bro, I'm better than I ever been in my life, bro. To be honest with you, man. It's so funny, man, because the kids try to call me OG. and I'm serious, bro. With the exception of speed, I'm stronger than I ever been.
Right.
I'm smarter, wiser, jamming, rapping better than I ever had. I'm definitely a better actor. And what people don't understand is my life is just starting. Bro, look at what you were able to accrue after football.
Yes.
And think about this, bro. Like, sometimes the things that we thought that we wanted, God didn't give it to us because he knew it would be a nightmare.
Correct.
Bro, you've done so much more after football.
Yeah.
Bro, I'm doing so much more. Like, once it catches up what I'm doing right now, bro, I didn't even dream it, bro.
Right. No, I definitely didn't see this aspect of my life.
Bro, like, I'm about to be a superhero, bro.
Right.
I play a god in a movie that's about to come out, bro. And that's the reason why now, man, I've stopped asking why. And I ask what? Like, what is it for? Like, what is it for? It's a reason. Because I know I'm chosen. So if I'm chosen, bro, like, we got to stop doubting. Like, there's a reason for everything that we ever gone through, bro. You know, when you get in that gym, bro, that rep don't start until you feel the pain. So when you feel the pain, like, okay, now it's time to really get to work. So now you got to get back to work because it was getting easy for you.
Yeah.
I know how it is. We get spoiled. We spoil children, bro. So it started getting easy. Now, okay, I'm back where I'm comfortable. You feel what I'm saying? Right. I'm comfortable. I'm built for this, bro. And so, man, like, I'm so fortunate, man, because, bro, the stuff that I'm doing now, man, like, it I don't want to say it scares me because I knew it, I saw it, but it's like, bro, I'm from Mississippi.
Yeah.
And God placed me in that place for a reason, to be able to rep in a way, bro, that Farrakhan once told me one time, bro, it shook me, man. He said that if you can put any type of dent in racism, being from Mississippi, you can be a beacon of hope for people and places. And I'm paraphrasing. It's hard to speak for a man that powerful. But everything is starting to make sense to me. And I think it'll start making sense to you in a minute, bro.
Yeah. You mentioned you're from Jackson, Mississippi.
Yes.
Now, Jackson, Mississippi is not New York, it's not Chicago, it's not LA, it's not one of those big cities. So it's interesting. I would like to hear, what was your upbringing? Were you like, I know Jackson is the capital, and so were you on a farm? Were you in the rural area? What was David Banner's childhood like?
So this is the craziest thing, bro. I always wanted to be a city boy my whole life. And then I moved.
From Jackson, Mississippi, huh?
Then I moved to the city and was like, no, we had it already.
Okay.
Dog, that love, that good food, that space. But I realized, man, that I had already been blessed. And that's the reason why it's important for you to have purpose in life. Because sometimes God has already blessed you. I spoke at the Waymakers conference, and I was telling a young kid, like, we had walked by, and I can tell he didn't know who we were because he was so young. I was like, come here, bro. I said, bro, you don't never know who you talking to. Be kind to everyone.
Absolutely.
And I think that's what us being from the country, Georgia and Mississippi, taught us, bro. Like, the real truth is, before conventional religion, we believe that God is in everything. Even if you gonna hunt, you gotta pray over that body before you kill it, before you eat it. And I think money has blinded us to those things that our grandparents taught us, bro. Like, I remember seeing that in you, bro, when you first started, bro. Of course, there was competitiveness, because that was your job, bro. They build these almost mechanical machines and try to act like that doesn't bleed over into real life, and they know better than that.
Correct.
That's why so many football players have problems after the game, because they don't know where to put that, because you're warriors, right? So, like, for me, being from Mississippi, man, I grew up, man, rap actually changed my life. Like, Jackson was real live the murder capital of the United States. Bro, when stuff was hard for me, bro, that was why my friends didn't understand. I didn't listen to the same kind of music other people listen to. Imagine being in Mississippi. I would roll up to the club playing The Price is Right. Ba, 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 ba. That was like, that Negro crazy.
Yeah.
But I always wanted to escape. And so what football did for you, like, music did for me. But the problem was with me is, like, once I made it, I realized it wasn't what we thought it was. Like, all that shit is a lie. It's a business, bro. And it hit me hard because I really, really loved music. My little homeboys would always say, man, like, you act like rap a girl, like it broke your heart or something, bro. And what I think that we can do, Shannon, that's different, is that if we really want it to be true, and this is the power that God gave to us, all you have to do to make the music industry fair is we can sign kids and give them what they deserve. We talk about DEI all the time, bro. Apparently them people don't like us. Apparently they don't want us around. Then why don't we employ our own people? Because I don't have many problems with my peers, but the problem that I do have with my peers is we accrue all of this money and we'll buy fancy clothes and jewelry and stuff, but we won't invest in ourselves. We talk about investing in all these corporations, bro. I invest in me.
Right.
Bro, I've made enough money, Shannon, in my life to live 3 generations, bro. But the reason why I don't have the money that I probably deserve and my family probably deserve, because I've always put my money back into me, back into my community, things that I stand for. And people say I'm crazy for that, bro. But, like, I real life love Black people in all forms of us, bro. Because I study history, I know why we act the way that we act. I'm not surprised. But I am grateful, bro, that we come from where we come, and to be able to sit here no matter how much pain we've been through and find a way to look at each other and smile, and I'm drinking your shit and enjoying it. That's a blessing, dog.
It absolutely is.
Yeah.
You said something very interesting. You said you always wanted to be a rapper.
Mm-hmm.
And when you got there, it wasn't what you thought it was.
Mm-hmm.
I've always wanted to be a professional football player.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm not necessarily, it wasn't because I thought it was this glamorous position. I mean, a glamour job, because it was. I wanted to be it because I thought what it would help me do for my family.
Mm-hmm.
That's all I've ever wanted to do.
Can I pause you for a second?
Yes.
And bro, I love the reverence that you have for your brother.
Appreciate that.
Dog, people need to see that. That is so important, Shannon.
Yeah.
And like, bro, I know sometimes, man, like we get disillusioned and we forget that most of the stuff that we shoot for now, we didn't even know that it was possible.
Yeah, absolutely.
Bro, the reverence that you give for your, like, I've studied you. That's the thing about you, is because, bro, all the rest of that stuff and all them other people that I see in your position, I don't know them.
Right.
I know where you from, bro. I know the pain that you've been through. Right or wrong.
Right.
I don't agree with everything you say, everything that you do, but I do know you're a country, dark-skinned man from very similar situations that I come from.
Yep.
So that other shit them other talking about, I don't know about that.
Right.
I know about what you come from, bro. So your reverence for your brother, bro, I've always respected that. And he needed too.
Yeah.
Because of injuries, bro, he wasn't able, bro. He was a maniac, dog. Right. And so he may not tell you this, bro, but bro, when you feed back into him, bro, that gives him life, and he's actually able to live through your ability to continue, bro.
Well, that was our whole thing. Growing up.
And I don't know him. I can't speak for him, but I'm just saying.
No, but when we growing up, after my grandfather died, he was the dominant male figure in my life, even though he was only 3 years older. And so the relationship that we have is that it's more of a father figure than a brother figure. My sister, she's 8 years older, is more of a mother, because she taught me all the things that a mother probably would have done. And so, help me with my homework, sign my report card, help me take a bath and get me dressed for school when I was at that at an age that I couldn't really do it for myself. And so we've always been close. I remember my grandmother used to always say, boy, she'd say, son, teeth and tongue may fall out, but you and your brother and your sister, y'all should never fall out.
Damn.
And
hold on, that's a bar. Let that sit there for a minute. That's the shit we need, right? Ugh.
And it wasn't. And as at the time that she said it, I didn't understand. And what she meant, she said, son, if your teeth bite your tongue get mad at your teeth, won't it? And you're like, dang. She said, they might fall out with each other. She said, but y'all don't. And we're not perfect. My brother said some things, done some things I didn't like. I've done some things, I promise you. My sister's the same way. But through everything, good, bad, up, down, indifferent, I can always pick up the phone and call Buck. I can always pick up the phone and call my brother, Spank. And no matter what.
Honestly, man, like whatever whatever I may disagree with you about or may not like we can talk about that as men later on.
Right.
But like for us to have some type of united front, bro, that's important, bro. And I'm doing this on purpose in front of the camera because we don't, bro, honestly, bro, I didn't learn to talk. Man, my mentor just taught me, bro, like where I'm from, you don't talk to nobody, bro.
Right.
I didn't talk to my friends about shit. Where I was taught in the streets, bro, you don't show no weakness to nobody, bro. And so my mentor, David Moody, he asked me, he was like, bro, do you talk to your friends like you talk to me? And I was like, no, sir. And bro, I've been holding this shit my whole life.
I think the thing is, David, that we got to be careful because I'm a firm believer. My grandpa used to say, boy, you got to be careful what you tell people. He said, once people find out what make you tick, they'll wind you up and make you tick when they want you to instead of when you need to.
But that's only because the environment that our grandparents were built.
Yes.
But the real truth is, if we can't talk to our friends, then they're not our friends.
True.
They shouldn't be around us, bro. We make enough money to have yes people around us. We don't, but real friends, you need to be able to. And I mean this, and I know how media is, so I have to watch what I say. You should be able to get naked in front of your people. My mentor taught me something, bro. I'm serious, bro. I never thought about this in my life, bro. He said, I don't do business with men that cheat on their wives. And I said, huh? He said, if the person that you sleep with can't trust you, I damn sure can't. And I never thought about that. If I can't talk to my best friends, like this is the first thing I ever asked my friend, coming from the streets. And it's funny, bro, I just talked to Matt Barnes about this, bro. Because I'm so proud of that boy, man. Or that young man, that man, excuse me. We probably about the same age. I'm so proud of him, man. And I could tell that we deal with the same struggles. So I talked to him. I was like, bro, man, I'm so proud of you. I don't even know you like that, but I watched you grow up. And I told him, man, I was like, man, like, I didn't saw so much violent stuff. I didn't understand why am I having anxiety about this weak shit that I'm going through now. You know what I'm saying? But my therapist taught me that the human brain and God built us and loved us so much that the human brain hides you from certain stuff until you get comfortable enough or old enough. And now that we got some bread, okay, deal with that shit that happened to you when you were 9. Oh shit, that's why I'm freaking out. Oh, okay, I get it now. And when you were playing football, you were a different type of animal. When I was really in rap in the middle of that shit, I was a different type of animal. Now I actually care. And enough therapy has taught me that I really do care about people. I thought I was the hardest walking on the streets. I did. I was not. The David Banner now, as trained as I am, excuse my French, the young maniac, loud talking person that I was, because people that run their mouth and talk loud, they don't know shit. You ain't never in your life saw an angry kung fu master, have you?
No.
All they gotta do is literally cut your throat. That's all they gotta do. You ain't gotta get mad about it. Mad is a lack of information. If you are the greatest, you ain't never gotta get mad at nobody. I'll knock you out, fool. You know what I'm saying? So for me, man, like the older that I get, bro, I think that we can use these mediums, bro, as a way to release each other, bro. Like I really want you to know that it's okay. However this shit go, bro, you've already won.
Right.
Like we are the underdogs, bro. The consummate underdogs. If we don't get another dollar, another view, it's a blessing that God gave us the vision to see further and to want more. But Bruce Lee said something that was so powerful. He said, the goals are only your North Star to keep you moving. They're not always things that you are supposed to accomplish. But we gotta keep moving or you die.
Right.
Yeah.
So growing up, was rap, did you play sports in high school? Did you play sports growing up? Did you ever want to be an athlete? Did you always was rap the only thing that was on your mind? So what were you going to do to get out? Because I know Jackson, Mississippi, you grew up, born in Jackson, grew up in Jackson. That wasn't going to be your final resting place.
I never said this before, but people used to laugh at me because I was a rapper. Some of the same people that ask for record deals now, I remember them laughing at me.
Yeah.
But it's like, why you trying to do that New York shit? Motherfuckers laughed at me, bro. And my uncle came from the North, bro, and for some reason he wanted to be a blues DJ. I didn't even know that was a thing.
Right.
Bro, he gave me all of his rap records. Wow. I remember the first record was Rock Lestat from Stetson Sonic.
What you know about Stat?
I just told you.
Yeah,
I just told you.
Just say Stat.
Yeah. Tila Rock.
Oh man, now you going back.
Mantronics, I'm telling you. And I was a little kid, bro. Imagine getting this type of information, bro. But what people don't know, bro, is that we were battle rapping in Mississippi. That's how powerful hip hop was at the time, man. And he gave me all these records, bro, and it helped me to escape. Hip hop had always been like, bro, I related more to, groups like Hieroglyphics, bro, and Souls of Mischief, because the dope dealing, the violence. My friend Chucky was the first person to die from gang violence in Jackson, Mississippi. He was older than me. We used to go to what y'all call Circle K.
Mm-hmm.
It used to be Stop and Go back in the day.
Okay.
So it's this game that was a ripoff of Pac-Man. It was Ladybug.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I would go down and we would play Ladybug, man. And as old as he was, because what people don't know is that the people who were affected the most by gangs was dance groups, because they were already in a group. Mm-hmm. No different than fraternities. I think that's what Jim Jones was trying to explain to people. Bro, football is a fraternity.
Absolutely.
Like, bro, rap is a fraternity. Yeah. We're just not as organized.
Correct.
You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. Like, that's what we might as well just go ahead and say it and get organized and made it move. And Chucky was the first dude to ever die, bro. So it affected me in a way. And what happened was, bro, is that I loved rap so much because it was always my escape from my reality. But what it also did is, think about this, bro. This is gonna freak you out. Bro, I stopped eating pork in Mississippi. And you know how we feel.
How old were you when you stopped eating pork?
11th grade.
11th grade?
In Mississippi.
So
I hadn't been eating pork longer than most people. No pig ears,
no pigtails?
No nothing.
No bacon?
No nothing.
No sausage?
No. See, that's the reason why people listen to me, Shannon.
Chilies?
Because I tell people I never ate chilies.
Oh, okay. Hog maw?
No.
Oh, okay.
But let me tell you this. This is the reason why I think kids listen to me. Bruh, I would swim in pork if I could. That shit tastes good. Act like the shit don't taste good.
For real.
But what I tell people this, and be honest with you, listen to me when I say this, y'all. Would you eat rat if it tastes good? You probably would, Shannon. I look at your big ass. You probably, Shannon, don't. Hold on, take a drink first, Shannon. You probably, your big ass. Your big ass probably would.
How hungry am I?
You decide that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
The only reason why I'm saying that is because the rat's diet is better than the pigs.
Yeah.
The pig will literally eat your ass.
So will a chicken.
That's what the
you
mob
eat chicken?
Do. Yes.
Ain't nothing nastier than a chicken.
Right.
I grew up on a farm.
That's what I'm saying.
Okay. And you eat that though.
Hold on, but let me tell you. There's a difference. Though.
Okay.
The thing that I realized though, bro, is that as I got older, bro, that hip hop actually taught me something, bro. Like, I stopped eating because of brand Nubian. Mm-hmm. You know, I tell Sadat, at the time, his name was Sadat X. Derek X at the time. Mm-hmm. Like, bro, it was the reason why I stopped eating pork. And then, bro, from that, I read Malcolm X Autobiography, mm-hmm. bro. It changed my whole entire life. And then, from the broader files, I actually stole that book from my cousin. This is a story that I'm actually, and I'm not gonna go too far into it, but the lead singer from House of Pain, he ended up buying 2 of my God boxes. I put out my last project that I put out. Some people said it was the greatest marketing, so-called, they call it marketing schemes, mm-hmm. but he ended up buying 2 of those God boxes because his sister got pregnant by a black dude. So his his nephews are black. Mm-hmm. And he bought them God boxes because he said, I don't know nothing about being black, but I do trust David Banner.
Wow.
What's funny is how I became conscious because my cousin stole the remix, the Pete Rock remix mm-hmm. of Jump Around from me. And since he stole my CD at the time, I stole that book. I read that book from Chicago to Mississippi, and it changed the whole course of my life, and that's why I'm David Banner.
How did you, so when you tell your mom, you tell your dad or your grandparents mm-hmm. that I ain't eating pork no more, because you know, bacon and all that stuff. It's
and food is hard to get in the South. Let's be clear. I know where you're going. Go ahead and say it, Shannon.
They ain't bringing no shoulder. You ain't getting the best. First of all, you're not getting the best cuts of meat on the pig anyway. Right. So you getting the scraps and a cow. Oh, have mercy. I don't think I had hamburger. You get ground hamburger, but you're not getting no sirloin. You ain't getting no ribeye, no none of that. So how did you like your parents or your grandparents like I ain't eating pork no more?
let me show you something powerful. And I didn't realize this, bro, until 3 years ago.
Okay.
Watch this. My parents actually stopped eating pork because of me.
Huh?
They were on my ass at first because they thought it was just a fad.
Mm-hmm.
But I think they knew what I was saying was true. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And I didn't notice that my parents didn't start back eating pork until a year after I left school. But sometimes, man, our parents in the South, and I was just telling a young man this today,
Mm-hmm.
that our parents worked their ass off so we could be smarter than them.
Absolutely.
Sometimes we get frustrated at our parents because they don't understand what we understand, but there's no way for them to understand.
No.
All they could do is work.
Right.
So we could be smart, or so we can be the best football
Right.
player in the world.
They were never exposed to what we're being exposed
Right.
to.
And so I think, like, this is something personal, bro. Like, my mother started going to church because of me.
Wow.
She's like, there's no way that my child is going to church and I'm not going to church.
Wow.
And so I ended up telling my mom later on, like, you trusted me when I was 16. Just consider what I'm telling you now. Because if you followed me then, like, I'm not asking you to believe in what I believe in now, but just consider me.
That.
And then I had to learn that they worked hard so they wouldn't have to consider us, bro. And so, like, back in Mississippi, as far as eating pork and all of that kind of stuff, man, like, the fact that they gave me the opportunity, because they had to eat what they had to eat. It wasn't no
For
fucking
sure.
choices.
Yeah.
So for me to even have that is a blessing, and I'm grateful for it.
Yeah, I don't know if in the 50s and 60s being vegan was an option for a black person.
But on the other side, we were go ahead. No, we were green. Oh, that's hilarious. I'm greasy. Just say it, dog. It's okay. Bro, I know we already got the ratings and stuff. Just say I'm greasy, bro. I actually usually need lotion. Well, come on, do it now. We done broke the third wall. Let's do it. Yeah. One thing I want y'all to take into consideration, though, is we country.
You just
greasy.
rubbed it in.
Yeah.
Rubbed it.
See, that used to be the thing. You wanted to be greasy.
Boy, I tell you.
I
I don't think that's ever happened on the Shannon Sharpe show before,
No.
but what I was saying was, bro, is that for us to be in a position, bro, to even be able to do it, Shannon, and I want you to think about this off camera, bro. Like, bro, it ain't no losing for us, bro. Like, my parents couldn't consider not eating pork. And one thing that people don't talk about, it was a little bit different because the pig was actually a part of the family. We went and got our pig from the backyard. I'm dead serious.
Yeah, you raised it.
So we know what that pig was eating.
Yeah.
I don't eat fish, bro, but I had a catfish farm.
Mm-hmm.
When that MTV Cribs that everybody
Yeah.
says one of the, like, dude, I had catfish and I fed them. So my catfish, you can literally see through their skin because I didn't feed my catfish bullshit. I fed them like I fed the dog.
Right.
So when you ate the pig in Mississippi and Georgia, it was almost like eating your fourth or fifth cousin.
Yeah.
In a good way. Because I know how meat is.
Yeah,
They'll cut that up
yeah.
and say that I was eating.
Yeah. Yeah, it's like they're like pets.
Yeah.
Because you fed them out your hands. I mean, you saw them, like, okay, yeah, that's the one that's going to be, come Christmas time, that's the one that's going to be, Yeah. So, but let me ask you this, Dave. What do you think the number one thing that you learned from your parents? What's the number one teaching that, like, when you're going through something or you're somewhere and you sit back and think, and you're like, my dad said.
I'm going to give you a great one, Shannon. It's when I was one of the top producers in the world. I was out in Vegas producing for arguably one of the biggest artists on this planet.
Mm-hmm.
And the artist came in, and bro, this is before I was the super conscious David Banner. This is before I was polished. I was straight off the streets, and I would jump in your ass quick, right? This is when, a lot of people don't know this, I was on the terrorist list before it was a thing.
Damn.
Because Universal didn't pay me my money, and I kicked open 12 doors. And
They ain't have money behind none of them, huh?
yeah, it didn't. But I played into their game. My anger played into their game because they owed me that money. And what people didn't know, bro, I didn't sign to Universal until way after Like a Pimp had came out, because I had told them folks, and I don't think white folks was used to this, because they were so used to black people being money hungry. I said, y'all already put my record out. I ain't got to sign shit. You owe me. Because I knew I could sue them. I've always been smart. So I said, what you do is get my contract right. I'll go on this tour. Don't trip. But have my money. So I had become this $10 million David Banner, and my mother was in Mississippi, bro, struggling, dog. You know, way.
That don't make sense.
That I'm making millions for you, and my mama can't eat? I'll hurt you. Okay, let me get back to the story. So what I learned from my dad, I'm trying to be more upbeat. My dad told me this, Shannon, and I live by this to this day, man. It changed my life. The artist walked in and said, I just came from gambling, and I was playing a beat that was for somebody else. And this artist was like, who is that? Who that for? And I was like, yeah, it's not for sale. You? It's not for sale.
Right.
And the person flipped me a $10,000 chip. Now, number one, I'm from Mississippi. I ain't never seen no $10,000 chip. I've been gambling half my life, right? But Negro, you don't throw nothing at me. We not used to that shit. I almost lost it. And I called my dad. I walked outside the studio and called my dad. I said, Dad, I didn't even tell him the story.
Right.
He said, what's wrong? I said, Dad, I was shaking. I was so mad. I was like, Dad, he said, stop. How do you feel? I said, Dad, I don't feel good at all. He said, pack your shit and leave. I said, Dad, I'm about to make 6 figures. He said, I don't give a pack your shit. He said, I'd rather you work in the post office and be a $70 man than be a $1 million woman with an invisible skirt on.
Damn.
I never forgot that, bro. You can walk around looking like a man, but having an invisible skirt on. He said, pack your shit. I'd rather you be back in Mississippi in the mailroom and be a man that I can look at.
So the guy thought he could flip you that $10,000 chip and get the beat? I mean, so what was...
What the thing was, it's regardless, man. I think sometimes that we get into this industry and forget that we still human beings. And that's something that I don't want to lose, Shannon. I'm going to tell you something I never told nobody. Look at my hands.
Yeah.
Bro, I don't wear gloves in the gym.
Yeah, you do hard. Yeah, I can see the calluses already built up. I wear gloves.
Well, that ain't... But we got different things. But literally, bro, like... I said, as much money as I make, I never want to lose the fact that I come from a working man's background.
Okay.
I honestly, though, Shannon, man, like my dad taught me that. It's like, there's certain things that we never want to lose. And, bro, like, I don't know what you're going through. Again, I really felt like, bro, it's part of my purpose as a person. Bro, you come from the South. You come from certain things that, bro, it got to be born into you. Just always remember those things, bro. That's the reason why you here. It ain't nothing like that shit, bro. Ain't nothing like our grandparents. And our grandparents are dead now,
Oh,
bro.
yeah, for sure.
That's one thing that I wanted to start a business where we go and get all of our aunties and cousins, all of those quilts, bro. You know what I'm saying? Those homemade biscuits, bro. Like the stuff that white people are making white folks making millions of dollars off chitlins. Like, bro, we wasn't supposed to be eating no chitlins, but we didn't have we had to turn it into a delicacy.
The new chitlin now is oxtail.
Boy, I tell you. They're killing them folks in New York, bro. I'm telling you. The Jamaicans mad as they was like, damn, dog, we could have did that shit, dog. What the
Yep.
You feel me?
Yep.
But like, that's what I'm saying, like, Shannon, bro, like, it's in us, bro. And I know for a fact, man, with AI and all of this technology, the one thing you can't fake is authenticity. That was the reason why them folks jumped on you. It's more country folks than it is city folks, dog. Always remember that. Like, it's more of us, it's more struggling people. That's the reason why the blues and black music resonates so well. The only thing that makes us relatable is all of us are gonna die. So pain is the only common denominator with all human beings on this earth, bro. That's what makes us special.
Wow. I saw the viral video where the dad told you, say, son, don't what you're smiling, and your dad called you and said, what are you smiling for? Stop smiling.
Mm-hmm.
Did you understand at the time why he didn't want you to smile?
I didn't. But what I do hate is I don't like people talking about my dad. Like, I wish I would have explained it a little bit better, and this gives me the opportunity.
Yeah.
What happened was my dad knew that he had to raise a certain type of man, especially in the South.
Correct.
Like, my dad told me this story once. Do you know one of the reasons why Southern people beat their children so violently? Because in the South at one time, by law, if you raised up to a white person, they could kill you.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
So what they did was break you so that when if somebody beat you while you was in town with them white folks, they wouldn't kill you. So they got you used to being beat. Do you know how much that would hurt a parent to have to beat their child up, and the child doesn't deserve that? That's what I'm saying, man. Like, when people judge black people, there's a reason, there's a story. That's why our movies and our music, we got to get out of commercialism, bro. And we got to get back to telling these stories of why. When they see black people and they see us mad and they see us do certain things, bro, we've been conditioned to be this way. Bro, I'm on this really big tour, and yeah, I'm talking about it. A lot of people get scared of me, bro, because I tell the truth. Man, like, I'm on this big tour, and the sponsors are coming at me because I told them white folks, I said, your grandparents taught you how to be racist. You know? And I said, I don't need you. I don't need no white savior. What I need you to do is for you to check your racist uncle. The people who you know that's saying the word nigga. The people that make you feel uncomfortable because you love my music, so I know you know better. Go back and check your grandfather, your mother, your cousins, your sisters, your uncles. That's the reason why, like, when we become judgmental of some black people, you know your uncle sold dope. Why you treating somebody else's kid like that because they selling dope? You know your uncle sold dope. Out your grandmama house, nigga, stop that. We become other people because we trying to impress folks, bro. I don't ever want to do that, Shannon. I want to give the message. I want to give God's message.
Right.
It's God's responsibility to judge you. Now, if you do something to me, I'm gonna have to get your ass off of me.
It's funny that you said that.
Yeah.
You said that people judge. My grandfather said that very same thing.
Mm-hmm.
He said, boy, if you're not careful, you'll become the very thing you despise the most of the person.
Mm-hmm.
If you hate a liar, if you're not careful, you'll become one.
Whoa.
If you hate a thief, you'll become one.
Well, write a book, dog.
And
No, I'm dead serious. That's simple shit. Is that not bars, though? Look at everybody. Every time you say some shit, they can be shit.
Man, my sister like Shannon now. I swore to my sister I would never, because everybody have always said that. But you know at the time.
No, finish that though. You told your sister that
I told my sister, because everybody tell my sister, they say, Shannon always saying things that your grandfather, your grandmother, like, Miss Mary, Mr. Barney would tell him. I was a kid. I was 8 years old. My grandfather passed. Mm-hmm. But I can tell you everything he's ever said in my presence. I was 43 when my grandmother passed, and I can tell you every time she's been upset at me. And I hung on everything that they said. They didn't know it at the time, but I worshiped, I idolized. I didn't know the idolatry, you weren't supposed to do that. But for them to raise their 9 kids and then take my mom's 3 and love them more than they did their own. So I hung on everything they said. But I always told my sister, and she said, Shannon, please don't. I told my sister I wouldn't. Because a part of me wants to.
You wouldn't what, though?
I wouldn't write a book.
Why not?
I wouldn't write a book.
But why not? But listen. Okay, there are some things that she probably, she's still alive?
Yeah, my sister.
Talk to her. I'm only telling you to give the wisdom.
Yeah.
Because I know from where we from.
Oh, yeah, we got a bunch of, yeah.
Oh, bro. Mm-hmm. But I will tell you this, though, bro. There are certain things that happen in the South that I don't think that we should talk about on camera, but we definitely got to get in the room and talk about.
Bet.
Because that's the reason why we keep malfunctioning. Because we won't talk about those things. And I say that with white folks. We got to have those young white people who really want to make this a better place, this America that y'all say that y'all want. We got to have some uncomfortable conversations. And that's what I didn't finish the last statement. That's the thing that people don't understand about our music, is people want our music, they want the blues, they want the rap, but they don't want the pain and the responsibility that comes along with it.
That's what the blues is. That people was talking about the pain and the hurt that they had experienced. But I read this and this brought back so many memories because my grandfather had one. The bull whip. Actually,
my dad got beat with a bull whip.
My grandfather called it a 4-pack whip or coach whip. And people don't understand. I mean, you see the cowboys and
that shit look funny.
Yeah.
It's not much on this earth that hurts worse than a bull whip. Bro.
Yeah.
And that was one of the things that made me and my dad closer once I thought my dad was the meanest person on this planet. I really did. I didn't like my dad, bro, until I was 23. I didn't like that. And I thought he was so hard on me. But in comparison to what he went through, he was soft on me. So in his head, he thought he was, and he actually was. But see, people can't register. Like all the slave movies that you think you saw, slavery wasn't nothing like that. It was 30 times worse than any movie that you ever seen.
Yeah.
And we've never had therapy, Shannon.
No. And that trauma just got passed down through generations.
It did. And so, man, for us to even be here and you know that from an epigenetic standpoint, bro, we still suffer from what our great-great-grandparents, the stuff that Jewish people have gone through, Native Americans have gone through, Black people have gone through, bro. That stuff, we still clicking, bro. We still tripping. It's funny, my mom said it. My mom said that she don't want me to drink. She said, because I was drunk when you were born. She says, so much alcohol in my blood from my family, I don't need to take one drink. Sorry, Mom. I'm good at everything else, but...
Were you a good student? Were you good in school?
Okay. That's a strange question. I'll tell you why. Honestly, I was near a genius growing up.
Really?
Yeah. You're gonna laugh at this, Shannon, but it's the truth. People talk about how smart I am now. I'm just catching up to where I was when I was in kindergarten. I never had to work hard. Like, this ain't shit. Shit easy to me, bro. I talk about this all the time. I read on a junior and college level when I was in the 3rd grade. I could count to 1,000,000 when I was in kindergarten. The only reason we had a counting contest, I counted all day. The only reason why I messed up is because everybody else was outside playing, and I wanted to go outside and play. So I was like 1,000,001, 1,000,002, 1,000,012. Because I wanted to go outside. Everybody else had already been outside for 3, 4, 5 hours, bro. Shannon, this is very personal to me. I think I've only said this in maybe 1 or 2 interviews, but when I was young, I used to have anxiety attacks about existing forever. I wasn't scared of the devil. I wasn't scared of good or bad or Dracula or the things other kids were scared of. I was scared of like existing and never cutting off. That still me up. I don't want to put that on y'all. Maybe that was too heavy for this medium, but like, bro, my mind has always been, and that's why I understand.
Do you sleep well?
I just started. Not well.
Because if you can't turn your mind off.
Look at my eyes. You know the answer to that. That's the reason why I understand Wayne. I understand Pac needing to smoke cigarettes, bro. I understand Nip. Like, bro, like, it's impossible not to be angry. It's impossible to not be afraid. Like, bro, I'm gonna say something, and I don't want to put this on your show. Like, bro, I know what they got out for us. I just got back from Colombia from doing stem cell. Shout out to BioX. Rampage, the UFC fighter. He hit me to it. Bro, to know what they doing to our bodies, bro. To understand that, man, and to be able to read and spiritually really know God in a way that most black people, I can't even talk to them about it, bro. That's a lonely place to be. That was the reason why I decided when I came on here, bro, I wanted to come as a man of comfort, not judging. Again, like I told you, I don't agree with everything, bro, but that ain't my place. But what I do know is, bro, some of the things that you've done, bro, it's gonna take generations for people to catch up. But we can't lose you, good or bad.
Right.
Other shit, we can fix off camera.
Right.
But bro, we gotta figure out a way, man, to be loving to each other. And we can't ask these kids to stop banging and loving each other if we can't find a common ground to agree. Right. See, one of the things, and I know a lot of Christians are gonna get mad at me, but I'm gonna tell you this, just like Santa Claus don't exist. Sorry, kids. I don't think that there's one way to heaven.
Really?
I don't. God is everything. And they teach us to have fear. Just like I don't believe in the devil. Man, the devil, you the devil. The reason why they give you something exterior is so you'll never fix you. If you keep blaming on the devil, you won't fix your black ass. You the problem. Go fix you. If you didn't make the team, and the devil didn't do it, you didn't do your reps. You didn't stay in the gym. That ain't the devil, that's you. But they tell you the devil so you will never fix the devil in your black ass. And if you really believe in God and think that God is omnipotent, how you put anything next to God? If God created the devil, you shouldn't even put the devil in the same conversation. But I know that our people can't, like our mothers, can't digest that. But that's what I got to sit with, bro. In my mind, that's why my life is so crazy, bro. And me being from the South, it was hard for me to explain. Like, my mind was moving faster than my lips could.
Right.
And I had the Southern drawl. I couldn't say the shit as eloquent as them did, but I knew the truth, bro. And I got to sit with that shit alone, Shannon. Let me get another drink. I'm serious.
Right.
That ain't easy to deal with.
You say you don't believe in the devil, but in Job, in the book of Job, where he's telling the story about Job, do you not believe that the devil told God to say the reason why Job is so faithful and so loyal and so servant to you, like you give him everything?
Man, my uncle told my cousin, you see that badass broad over there? I know you got a mom and wife, man, but look at that big ass. You need to get on that. Ain't that the same thing? You can have a motherfucker sitting on the side talking shit, but you got to make the decision.
Mm-hmm.
Nobody make you do nothing. If somebody made you do it, then it shouldn't be no hell. That's why I don't believe that things are destined to be. If I'm destined to be a thug ass, why I'm going to hell? You predestined that. No, I made a choice. You got two brothers that was raised the same exact way. One end up being a maniac, and the other end up being one of the best persons in life. We make a choice. You always have two ways to look at things, bro. And I'm serious, man. That's why I believe what we are going through in America is a choice. I really believe that God wants us to be better. And the only way for you to be refined is through pain. Bro, you have made it. You don't have to train the way that you train, but you understand there is a direct connection and correlation between pain and freedom. Bro, I wake up every morning, people say I'm crazy. I train like I'm a football player, bro, because I know the freedom that comes along on the other side of that, bro.
Right.
And I understand, bro, if it come down to it, Shannon, I could tell in your eyes, bro, you wouldn't like it because you're a little spoiled now. But if it came back to it with your big ass, bro, you get on the train tracks and beat that railroad till that get straight. If you got to eat.
Yeah, for sure.
You ain't got no problem with that. We blessed, bro.
Right.
We actually free.
Right.
Yeah.
You worked at Kroger.
Hold on. How you know that?
You worked at Kroger and selling mixtapes. So you're like, hey, you put the jars, you put the heavy stuff on the bottom, you put the eggs and the bread on top so they didn't get squished. And so
that's sobered me up a little bit, man.
Hold on, man.
Yeah. You doing some research? All right, Shannon Sharpe. Well, let's go get it then, damn it.
I'm trying to figure out how you taking the bag to the car and selling mixtapes at the same.
All right.
That's probably...
Let me calm down. All right. Shannon was crazy, bro. They could never understand why I didn't want to. What's the people that check you out?
Cashiers.
They didn't understand why I wanted to be why I didn't want to be a cashier.
Because you couldn't pass your mixtape out.
I was making so much money, dude. I'm telling you, I was killing them, bro. And bro, that's again, man. And I'm talking to these kids to show you how spoiled you get, man. I used to clock in and go home. I was so cocky. Bro, and I had the perfect job, bro. And I knew that I understood the hustle. I studied the hustle.
Mm-hmm.
And I just slipped up. We had the hustle and slipped up. You feel me?
Mm-hmm.
And that's the same thing I did, bro. And I ended up getting fired. And I had the blessing right there for me, bro.
Yeah.
I couldn't. Bro, let me tell you, this is something I never said on nobody else's show before, man. Like, I remember my parents got behind on their mortgage, man. And the only thing I ever cared about in life is getting a pair of J's.
Right.
I give me a pair of J's, I put the rest of it in the bank, bro. And I had enough money, early, bro, without selling dope, without disgracing my family's name, bro, to be able to help my parents get out of peril, financial peril. And bro, my father being as tough as he didn't even want to take it, man. Now that I know and I'm a man, what that put him through to have to take that from his son, bro. But the fact that I was able to do it, man, from music, come on, man, in Mississippi, early, man, I thank God, man. Shannon, I know that people don't understand me, and I really believe, man.
Do you want people to understand you?
I want them to pay me. I'm serious, Shannon. I want the same thing you get in white folks. I want your money and your attention. I don't want your flowers. I don't like flowers. F them. I want your money and your attention.
That's it.
Think about this. I asked a group of black people one time if they thought I was the antithesis of Trump. And they told me, yeah. I said, then why don't you take care of me like white folks take care of Trump? The reason why our kids don't want to be king is because you let them kill the last one. That's why our kids don't want to be upstanding gentlemen. We got to start paying upstanding gentlemen. So that's one of the reasons why, bro, no bullshit. I'm going to just get this to you because I feel comfortable. And I put you in a position of vulnerability and I have to do the same if I'm a real man, right? Man, the reason why I do most of the stuff that I do, like, bro, I'm going to be honest with you, man. I got a lot of money, bro, but this jury and all this shit, this ain't me. But I know this is what these kids like. So if I am a conscious black man, oh, you can be fly? Oh, you can make money being conscious? Then maybe I'll consider it, David. Oh, David Banner drive a Ferrari. Oh, I didn't know them two things went together. America has marketed being a revolutionary with death, pain, and suffering.
Correct.
I'm changing that, bro. Killer Mike is changing that, bro. T.I. is changing that, bro. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So like for me to be in a position, bro, to do that, bro, I'm honored.
Hear you talk now. You leave high school, you go to Southern University in Baton Rouge. Was it, you don't like the term preordained, but did you always know you wanted to go to an HBCU? What led you to an HBCU?
I never wanted to go to college.
Okay.
My dad was a country dude, like I said. He ain't give a fuck about that rap shit. Boy, you need to go work in a bank. My dad was not playing. But let me tell you about my dad. I got a $70,000 check from Southwest Distribution in Texas. And my dad saw that check, and he looked at me and said, all that noise you be making back in my house, you get paid that much money. I'm not bullshitting you, Shannon. I'm dead serious. Look at me when I say this. He said, that's what you get from that? My dad, and he don't say the word. My daddy say, why you ain't outside rapping now? Why you ain't outside rapping right now? Get the I'm a rap. No, he was dead serious.
Yeah.
He like, rap right now. And what that taught me is that our parents did the best with what they had, and as they learned more, they wanted to, oh, you make that much money playing football? Go.
Yes.
I want you to go. And they only dealing with what they deal with. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But what was the question? I forgot the question.
HBCU. What led you to an HBCU? You didn't want to go to college?
No, I didn't want to go. I remember. But my mom used to put up her house and shit for talent shows. And again, my mom, like, man, rap wasn't promised, especially people in the South at the time.
Right.
So for my mama to do that, she sat down and she asked me, she said, do you think that your talent is original? And I said, yes, ma'am. She said, well, it'll be original in 4 years then. Go to college.
She walked into that one. Yeah, and Dave, she walked in.
She knew I was a smart.
Yeah.
So she had to put it in a way. But seriously though, I did it for my mom. And what's crazy was, bro, like I never studied because I was so smart until statistics. And I had a friend named Buds. His name is Aaron, Chicago gangbanger. He taught me statistics while smoking weed in his car. And so that was the first time I ever had to study because statistics just didn't come easily.
Right.
Everything else came easily for me. For some reason, statistics didn't. But my mom, man, my mom asked me, she's like, Billy, this is the only thing that I ask you to do. And I did it for her, man. And Shannon, I ain't lying, bro. I'm so proud because show you how God works. The leader that you see in me, that came from Southern. Bro, I have accomplished so much, made millions and millions of dollars, but being SGA president at Southern University, because I never believed in politics. I thought politics was some bullshit. And what I end up learning is that power will never invest in poor people unless poor people invest in power. See, what we don't understand in the community that we from is that you have to invest with your money in politics. You gotta buy these politicians. And Shannon, this ain't on you. You stay away from this shit. Let David Banner talk this shit.
Okay.
Man, these politicians are bought, bro. So unless you buy them the same way these pharmaceutical companies buy them, they ain't gonna never do shit for you. Just like I'm gonna take this opportunity to tell you, I found out, man, most of these lawyers that we invest in, them lawyers work for them same companies. We can't pay our lawyers but $2,000, $3,000, $4,000, $5,000. Them companies get them lawyers hundreds of thousands of dollars, and they make us feel like they're doing something for us. Them same, like, yeah, no, I'm serious. They need to hear this. Like the cool thing about me, and the cool thing that we being from the country, is that if we got to go back to the country, and the way that we did, we can deal with that. Most other people would break.
Right.
Like, bro, I think that's a sellout to me, man. Like, I've been blessed to see things and other people. Shannon, this went really viral, bro. Like, I really believe that not all people, I think some black people don't want to free the slaves. They want their chance to hold a whip. I want to free my people. I'm going to tell you something, bro, that's going to mess your head up. Bro, I could be, especially as a Southerner, I could be one of the richest people in Southern rap if I signed artists. Have you ever noticed I never put an artist out?
Really?
Never. You want to know why?
Why?
Because the music game is predicated and built on signing as many artists as you can and throwing them against the wall. I care about people, bro. I don't want to sign nobody if I know I can't help your family. This shit f***ed up, bro. And it don't matter how talented you are. It's about time. It's about luck. It's about money. It's about opportunity. It's about where the markets are. It's so many things that you cannot control. Bro, and I don't want to do that to people. I'd rather teach you how to fish and you get your own shit.
Okay.
Yeah.
You leave that. So how old were you when you left? I guess you left after college and went to New York. How old were you then? 22, 23?
Around that. My Uncle Swag, you gonna like this story, man. My Uncle Swag, well, I can't tell you now because I said his name. My Uncle Swag, let's just say I went to New York. I didn't know that there was a firearm law in New York. And I took a pistol to New York with me. That's all. My uncle didn't have money to give me nothing. My mom gave me as much money as she had in her bank account, and I moved to New York homeless. That's why, like, a lot of people think that I'm cocky, but most of these can't tell me nothing about rap. Most of these white folks can't tell me shit about rap. Man, I put everything in my life ignorantly. And bro, I went to New York homeless. I'd never been to New York in my life, bro. I slept on the floor. And my uncle gave me a pistol. And the day that I realized I didn't need a pistol, the day after that, I was with John Forte. I don't know if y'all know who John Forte is, but we ended up getting shut down by the feds, bro. If I would have had that pistol on me one more day, I may still be in prison right now, dog. That's how I know that God is with me, bro. I've been through so much, bro. And so, like, when people say and do things to me, Shannon, it don't fade me. What I didn't tell you, what I was trying to tell you earlier, though, bro, is I really think I was supposed to have been in physics or something, bro. I really think sometimes my talent is being wasted with rap and entertainment, bro. I really think I could do something to help the earth. I really think I'm that type of person. I'm that type of thinker, bro. But we didn't have access to that in the places where we're from.
You don't think you're helping now by your words and what you're doing, your platform that you have?
You could possibly have asked Bob Marley that. And I'm not saying that I'm Bob Marley. I'm not saying that. Jimi Hendrix. Like, bro, I know Malcolm. There's only one person that I met in my life who I think know who they are. Tip. T.I. is the only person. That know who he is. Like, but most of us, Pac didn't know Pac was Pac.
Right.
Nipsey didn't know that Nipsey was Nipsey, bro. And so, man, like, it's cool. But, like, bro, I'm serious, bro. I see things in a way that's so clear to me. And I don't even expect humans to understand, man. But, like, man, like, the difference between me and most entertainers, bro, is I always wanted to be married. I always wanted to have a big family. I'm from the country, bro. But I never, like, if you look at everything in the Bible, everything in the Quran, everything in the Torah, for the most part, it's about what you're willing to sacrifice.
Yes.
So my
sacrifice is a huge part.
Yeah. So sacrifice, not having a family, not having a wife, the loneliness that we go through. And so we drink some of the greatest cognac I've tasted in history. The award-winning. Come on, bro, come in.
13 times.
Yeah! Talk that shit, dog.
13-time award.
Yeah! See that smile? I got him to smile. As much as that paid for them teeth, we need this to smile again, dog. The pearly whites. I know you from. Show them damn teeth. They used to be crooked, dog. Then bro,
there was a couple of missing on the side.
Yeah, bro, that's all.
Yeah, we got it. You signed a $10 million deal with Universal.
Talk that shit.
What was the? I mean, look, we have a very similar background. You grew up in Mississippi. I grew up in rural South Georgia. Man, boy, man, if I ever get me some money, I want a house with running water, indoor plumbing, air conditioning. That sure be nice. What's the first thing you got with that money?
All right. So get ready now. Y'all got some tissue. All right, so I never told this full story before, man. My mom, imagine becoming conscious in 11th grade and realizing the person that you love the most on this planet, which was my grandmother. Ain't nobody on this earth I love like my grandmother.
I know the feeling.
Man, my grandmother, she spent more time with them white folks, raising them white folks, so she could feed us. She ain't never said well with me. But what my grandmother did say, and I'm man enough to say it on camera, once I got conscious, I went to my grandma, like, I don't like that, Grandma. She said, one thing I can tell you is my white folks show up when I call them. And I'm a great debater, bro. I debated with Congress and won. They literally wiped me off the internet. Look up David Banner debates Congress and you'll see fuzz. They wiped me off. I wiped them, bro, because they wasn't expecting a black man who does research. They thought they was going to get an emotional nigga. And they got a very articulate black man. I out-debated Congress about our First Amendment rights. A lot of these rappers don't know I'm probably the reason why you still can rap. But anyway, my grandmother, man, and bro, I was able to get that deal. And my grandmother's stubborn, bro. You know how grandparents are. So my grandmother would go to Chicago every summer. So I prefabricated a house. And I tore my grandmother's house down. And I built her, because I knew she wouldn't move. I built her a brand new house in the same spot. Wow. Bro, like, that was one of the greatest things in my life. And then my grandmother, man, this is very funny. My grandmother, she had one of her friends had got out of Mississippi and became a judge. She was talking to my mom and ended up moving in to be able to take care of her. My mom said, yeah, my grandson bought me a brand new house and his mama my maid. Bro, that was, Shannon, I'm serious, bro. Like, as much as we get into that other shit, bro, don't nothing feel like that, bro. I show my grandmother freedom.
They don't.
You know, man, and my grandmother died happy. And was probably one of the most oppressed people in Mississippi. And she died with a smile on her face. And I got all this money, and I ain't happy worth shit. I am now, but, you know, I'm just saying.
Right. But I think the thing is that, like, what do you do it for? Mm-hmm. When what you did it to achieve this, to get my grandmother out of that situation.
Mm-hmm. My thing was a little bit different, though, Shannon. Like, I'm a revolutionary, bro. I am. I always did it for Mississippi.
But revolutionary didn't make no money, Dave.
Yeah, but the thing is that I'm sexier than most of them. What can I do? No, seriously though, Shannon, but like, bro, like, I think where people get it wrong with God is God give you pain to refine you. Mm-hmm. I always say this, bro, if God is pushing your face, all God is saying is, son, go this way. So like, I saw what happened. I just adjust. People get upset with me because I live a great life. It's because I'm obedient. God gave me the plan. I ain't got to be mad and run my mouth. Like, Shannon, like, if you notice, bro, most people think this is when you should talk the most. Mm-hmm. You notice you don't really hear me no more?
Right.
Because it's happening to us now. We need to be doing something. Like, we need to be doing the work, man. And now I just realized, man, with me being blessed to do movies and television, man, like, I had a conversation with Samuel L. Jackson, man. It changed my life, bro. We did Fight Night. And I don't know if it still is, but it was the most viewed show in Peacock history.
Okay.
And what people don't understand was that when I first met Samuel L. Jackson, I'm going to give you the abridged story. It's a real personal one. So you're going to have to open up some more. People don't remember that I did Black Steak Moan with Samuel L. Jackson.
Okay.
And if y'all remember, that's when Samuel L. Jackson was mad because rappers, he felt like some rappers were getting jobs over
they didn't deserve,
real actors that they didn't deserve, right? And, bro, we showed up in Memphis. We were doing the table read in front of everybody, bro. Again, I was a maniac. Samuel L. Jackson said, "Who's your acting coach?" and pointed at me.
You looking around?
I told him. He said, "Fire them. They suck." Bro, so much anger came over me and I was embarrassed. But something in my spirit said, ask him this. I said, "Sir, if I'm so bad, then would you be my acting coach?" Samuel L. Jackson said, "Humble rapper? Meet me at my house next week." So I met him at his apartment. Bro, we trained. And then he was like, about a week later, 2 weeks later, he said, "Banner, I got to go to New York." Now, Shannon, I know your staff may not want to hear this. I done flew to Paris. For less, let's say.
Right.
Ain't no way in the hell I'm not going to be at New York for Samuel L. Jackson to teach me how to be a better actor. I said, "Sir, what's the address?" He said, "You serious, huh?" Like, hell yeah, Samuel L. Jackson, my acting coach, I'm going to be there.
Absolutely.
Samuel L. Jackson said, "You're going to be all right, son. But you ain't got to come to New York, but you're going to be all right." No, I'm serious. No, serious. When you show up, you better.
Hell yeah.
You know? And so, This story is so great. I don't remember where I was. Where am I? What was the question?
Samuel told you that you were terrible.
No, but I'm asking you what was the question. I was going there for a reason. I'm trying to give you great content, Shannon. Help me. I'm drunk.
Fight night on Peacock.
But what about it though?
Like you was
Got the story. No, but what was your question that made me go there though? We was riffing at the time. You don't even remember the question, do you? Me either, dog. This means that this is great Shay Shay, bro. I'm just saying. No, but what ended up happening, bro, was that I remember what it was. Samuel basically ended up telling me later on in life, man, that I deserve it. He's like, stop being, because sometimes we hide behind gratitude and all of that kind of stuff because we're really scared.
Right.
Because we're really shy, because we really don't believe that we deserve to be here. And like, bro, you deserve to be here. I deserve to be here. And it's time to stand in that greatness. That's one thing that T.I. has helped me with, man. Like, Tip tell me that all the time, bro. Like, man, period. Everybody, good or bad, if we really believe that God is the only thing that can judge us, what you do is you don't be so ego-driven that you don't listen.
Right.
But you fix it. And if you know that you fixed it, you know that you've repented, let that shit go and live, bro. And I just got to the point in my life where I'm doing that, man. I'm so happy. And bro, gotta be honest with you, man. I'm probably one of the few people on this planet that look at me. Bro, one thing that I am proud of, man, and I don't even know that after this interview is actually gonna be it's actually gonna be possible. Shannon, I'm actually slightly at demigod level. And if I get any more sexier than I am right now, I think I'm gonna bust into pure light. I think I'm gonna transcend the physical form and just turn in the light. And I think you can understand that you were really close to it at one point, but I think you got too much into the brolic thing. It's a little bit more than that. It's mental too. You gotta add that to it, dog, and I think you'll just let it all go. I am. I look that good. Ask your fans. The female ones. Shannon, don't be afraid of this, bro. It has just happened. You got to get back. Don't lose that.
What that?
Bro, just you know who you are. Come on, you clear?
Yeah.
Don't lose that.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Abundantly.
All right, just okay. Just know it.
The song Like a Pimp. Tyrese.
Hold on, wait. You came straight from what I just said to like a...
Yeah.
Did you do that on purpose or was it just serendipity?
Serendipity.
Okay, then. See, that's a humble man. He did that on purpose. He's a genius. Go ahead, I'm listening.
With Like a Pimp, Tyrese said that song did for you what a Coca-Cola commercial did for him. It opened a door. It got you to because you were David Banner. But this song, and people call you. We're going to get to how people call you and want to, want to sample your song. Right. Like a Pimp.
Bro, Tyrese is a slick bro. Because I saw him right before on the plane, before that interview.
Okay.
And he told me that, bro. Tyrese said, bro, he said, Banner, you got to think about it. Sometimes in life, think about how many no's that we all see. And I'm saying this for everybody.
Absolutely.
All you need is one yes.
That's it.
And he told me that, he said, I'm still living off the Coca-Cola commercial. He said, and you still living off like a pimp. That's why I don't let people separate me from gangster rap.
Right.
And no matter how blessed I am, no matter how smart I become, I'm still a gangster rapper. Mm-hmm. Because I'd rather you keep me at my lowest, so no matter how hard I fall, that I can just say, hey, Snoop does that very well.
Yeah.
I'm still a gangster rapper. You know what I'm saying? Because they try to make you, this highfalutin political person. And really, Shannon, you are a great example of that. They just run. And it goes back to something you love so much. They just really want to fatten the pig for the slaughter. Mm-hmm. They don't really love you. They ain't really proud of you. Let's get them as high as we possibly can so we can get more ratings off the fall, right? I don't do that. I told somebody today, sometimes people think, excuse me, I know you don't want me to say this, but I tell my PR team this, sometimes I f up on purpose. I'd rather f up and me control it because I know what I'm doing. Mm-hmm. I know why I'm doing it. So that they can't make me into this caricature. They try to make us into a caricature so they can literally assassinate our our personalities, our lives. And what they don't understand, man, is like our grandparents see that shit. Our mothers see that shit. Our children see that shit, bro.
Absolutely.
And that shit hurt.
Mm-hmm.
And a lot of times we're not men enough to admit that shit didn't feel good. Bro, there was somebody, man, and I'm gonna say this because I want that person to see it. She said some shit about me, bro. It didn't feel good. And then they called me to her show, and I told them white folks, like, I just want to be clear, and I want her to know that she hurt my feelings. Because I'm enough man and I'm tough enough to be able to say it now, but I'm not coming on your show smiling in your face and you said what you said about me. I'm not gonna do nothing. I'm not mad at you. I don't judge you. Shit wasn't cool though. And that shit hurt me. And I want you to know that it hurt me. Because as men, a lot of times, with gang violence, with a lot of stuff, a lot of times it be over stuff. We play like it's over dope and street shit, but a lot of times our feelings just be hurt. And we're not articulate enough. We haven't been taught enough. We don't have enough men to process the fact, man, that you hurt my feelings. I just had a 20-year relationship come to an end. It's because we both couldn't say, hey, bro, I misunderstood you. I'm sorry, bro. We both gotten so high and was bosses and all this kind of shit. We wouldn't have done that shit when we was in college, homie.
Right.
But man, I'm trying to be the example of a black man, bro, that can say, bro, I made a mistake. Or to be the black man and be able to say, hey, bro, I may not agree with some of the decisions that you make, bro, but it's good. We still here for you, bro. Let's talk about it. Because, bro, to be honest with you, we got an opportunity, man, while we still living. And you know this, bro. Our grandparents told us we on this side of the dirt, bro. Man, somebody asked me, man, how does it feel that hip-hop is in the situation that it's in, you know? I said, man, I'm still living. I'm still living. You still living, bro. We got an opportunity to do this shit, bro. And I'm just so grateful, man, to be alive during these times. This is the best time in history, man, to change the world, bro. Yeah.
Beyonce incorporated Like a Pimp into Cowboy Carter tour. Let me ask you this: when someone's and I've had 2 Chainz, I've had LL, I've had a couple of guys, a couple of people on. There's like when people sound like, well, how do you do?
I call LL just so you know, because I needed some leadership and me being this sexy, because I hadn't always been this. I was a country dude and, with rusty lips and, just I didn't understand much about fashion, but once I got it together, I actually literally called LL. I'm dead serious.
Right.
Y'all think I'm joking, but I really did call LL. I was like, hey, bro, because I'm used to street shit. I was like, bro, this sexy shit is actually cool.
I can do it.
And we had a whole, and he actually, bro, and I'll tell you, bro, I think he cool with this, bro. He told me, he said, Banner, he said, like, bro, if it makes me laugh, then do it.
Right.
And I never thought about that, bro. Like, think about it, bro. If it makes you laugh, then women gonna chuckle.
Right.
He said, bro, don't take yourself so seriously. But go back. I just want to say thank you, LL.
When people sample your music, do they have to play it for you, play what they're gonna do over your track?
Yes.
Or do you like, okay, cool, send the check?
No. If you just send a check, then you sold your soul. Like, what I try not to do is judge children, because our parents judged us, but it's just certain shit that I don't want you to say over my music.
Okay.
And you got to understand who I am and the things that I've said, so I'm not as judgmental as most people, but it's still a spiritual thing, and it to a certain degree, we have to have some type of morals.
Right.
See, when people hear the word soul out, bro, if you would do anything for money, you sold your soul.
Right.
But what I will say, man, I'm so grateful for these children, bro, because Like a Pimp wasn't where I made most of my money from, but now, bro, it's becoming the second highest grossing thing in my life, man, and that's just a testament, Shannon. Right. Tell you a quick story. The song that came after Like a Pimp was Cadillac on 22s.
Okay.
And I'm a hit maker. And a lot of people I always wonder, like, why did you put that song out after Like a Pimp? You could have put another Like a Pimp out and just went, whew.
Right.
I had prayed to God, bro, that if God would allow me to make it without selling dope or without having to have a dope dealer behind me, that I would praise his name. And bro, I did it. And so when Like a Pimp came out, I didn't know if I would ever have another song again.
Right.
Especially being from the South.
Mm-hmm.
And so I said, I better pay God back.
Mm-hmm.
So if you remember Cadillac on 22s, it was like Cadillac on 22. It was like, God, I know that we pimp. God, I know that we wrong. God, I know I should talk about more in all of my songs. I know these kids are listening. I know it's here. I know I'm here for a mission, but it's hard to get them when 22 rims are glistening. Cadillacs on 22s. I ain't did nothing in my life but stay true. Pimp my voice and mac these beats and pray to the Lord for these Mississippi streets. Wow. That song was actually a prayer.
Wow.
And like David, and like Psalms, that was my prayer to God. And that was me repaying God back for hearing my prayer, bro. You know.
I want to know what the money in music? Because everybody say ain't no money in music no more. Is it in writing? Is it producing? Is it what is it? Where the money at?
The money in music is stop begging people and get your own companies and sell your own shit. Look at you, bro. Like, I know, Shannon, you don't want to talk about this shit, bro, and I be trying to be kind because I know that you have sponsors and stuff, bro, but, like, they would have crushed you if you didn't have your own show.
Yeah.
You know that.
Mm-hmm.
They would have crushed you. So, like, that's where it's at. And the thing is, bro, is that people just want that quick cash out, dog.
Right.
That don't exist, bro. You still got to work.
You got to.
Bro, man, so put your own stuff out. Create your own stuff. Fans are looking for it. Fans will listen to you, bro.
Are they afraid? Because it's easier. Somebody go cut me a check. Because you have to look at it. Are you talent? I cut you a check. Or are you, in my situation, this is me.
All right, watch this. You gonna answer the question for
me?
Yeah. I was on a plane back.
Mm-hmm.
And I ain't gonna lie, bro. I almost whooped this white boy.
For what?
I'm about to tell you.
Okay.
This high level Xerox. At the time when Xerox was really popping. Like, he was on the high end part of Xerox. He said, David, I know what you stand for, but I want to ask you for a question. I want to ask you a question. He said, are you a slave or a slave owner? Make your choice. Now, he did preference it by saying, if you're a slave owner, then you can release other slaves. And I never thought about that. And now, because I'm black, I wanted to put my hands on it. But what I realized is if you listen to what somebody's trying to tell you and feed you, bro, it's like, yeah, we do want that check, bro. But it's sort of like when 50 told them folks, I'd rather take that stock option. Mm-hmm. That ended up being, what, $20 million, $30 million? Bro, I'm starting to realize, bro, I don't want it on the front end.
Yeah.
It's always quick.
You can be talent, you can be owner.
But even from a tax perspective, bro, CeeLo tried to warn us. CeeLo said that little money be gone. Didn't he?
Yeah.
Didn't he?
Yeah.
Bro, and so, like, man, for me, bro, I'm just grateful. And Shannon, I'm not joking. It's somebody in this room, bro, that tried to get me on this show really, really early. And I'm actually glad that I waited. The only reason why I didn't come then is because, bro, people chase the light when what they don't know is you are the light. And so if I would have took that opportunity when I didn't have nothing to sell, I would have blew my load. Bro.
Right.
And I really, really think, because I'm looking at you, I think you needed me to be here.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. And I'm glad that I took it now, man. But, like, to be real with you, man, I'm just grateful, man, that people will allow me like yourself. Because I know, bro, and I tell my team this all the time, bro. Like, I know I'm edgy. I know I'm a lot to deal with, man. Mm-hmm. But, like, as much as people talked about Christ, man, the same people that y'all say that y'all love was the people that Christ fought against. Same people that put him up on the cross. Jesus didn't mess with nothing but whores, bro, in the streets. Bro, he went in the church to flip tables over, bro. But the crazy thing about our community is anytime somebody act like Jesus, we'll put them on the cross for them folks.
Mm.
And so, man, I just try to find a happy medium in between telling the truth, because I can't. But that's the only thing that helped me sleep at night is helping others.
Yeah.
Bro, it was at one point in this interview, bro, that I saw that you needed it, bro. And whether it's my ego or it's the truth, bro, I'm just happy to be brave enough to do what I'm told. You know.
Well, we appreciate you coming.
Yeah.
You produced for Lil Wayne, T.I., Chris Brown, Maroon 5, Quincy Jones, Snoop Dogg, Pimp C, Luda.
Hold on, man. How you just gonna go past Quincy Jones like that? Help me out, Shannon. Say Quincy Jones again.
Quincy Jones.
What did he do? Didn't he do Thriller for Michael?
Man, he was Frank Sinatra, he was Ray Charles.
Talk that shit!
Man, when it cut, I mean, there are a lot of producers out there, but it's hard. I mean,
ain't too many people on this planet produce for Quincy Jones.
That's what I said. I say, if we were to do a versus, who would we put against Quincy?
Man, I heard somebody talking that shit, bro. Like, to even think you're worthy of that. Yeah. The shit that Quincy Jones has done, bro.
No, he got his range. He got too much of a range in between.
From classical music, bro, to scoring movies. Most people don't know history.
TV shows.
Yeah.
Sanford and Son.
Sanford, yeah, talk that shit. Yeah.
Y'all better stop playing with that, man.
But what I will say, man, is that me and Warren Campbell, you should go to his church.
Right.
Warren Campbell. But we had a production company together. And Quincy Jones told us, or said to one of his liaisons, that when we were producing for his album, we were the only ones that were brave enough to take his music and digest it and spit it back. He was like, if he wanted it to sound like him, like, you can't do what I do, first of all.
Right.
And that's how we looked at it. It would be disrespectful for me to try to do what Quincy Jones did with his music. And so, man, that's one of the things there's an artist from Mississippi. His name is Coke Boomaye. And this dude is much younger than me, but this dude is, bro, he's way beyond his age. He talks like our grandparent, like your grandparent.
Yeah.
And he told me, he said, Banner, you got to start popping your shit. He said, or people will forget about you. And the way that this culture is, bro, they'll take your shit from you, bro. So, like, I just started learning how to tell people a little bit more, and I'm grateful that you brought that up, man, because I've done things that nobody has ever done in history. But our parents taught us, man, to so-called be humble.
Yeah.
But I believe, because you in sports, I don't believe in being humble if it's stats. If Jordan told you he had 6 rings, is that popping or capping?
That's factual.
That's factual. It's stats.
Absolutely.
I am great. I just hate that my people don't know how great I am. It hurts, bro. Cause, bro, when I got my Grammy nod with Wayne, I literally came home, Shannon, and I'm serious, bro. I'm not bullshitting you. I said it out loud. We did it. And wasn't nobody there.
Let me ask you this. If you did something that you thought was special, and nobody told you it was special, would you still feel special?
I don't know, bro. Bro, I'm from Mississippi, bro. I just started loving myself. I never thought I made it. I'm serious, Shannon. I'm not joking. I never, ever thought I made it, bro. Like, it's funny because somebody on your staff knows a mutual friend of Billy Hume, who ran it with white guy, bro. Celtic white guy, bro, who boned, like, fuck Lil Jon, like, a lot of us, bro. Like, we went through his studio. And, bro, when I got that $10 million deal, bro, this little short, white, long-haired dude, he just hugged me. He said, Banner, go buy you a car, bro. I was still renting cars, fronting. Go buy you somewhere to stay, man. Get you some clothes. You made it, dog. And I was just standing there, bro, and mumbling like I couldn't stop. Bro, they teach us, bro, to work like we will correlate our success with how hard we work, like slaves, dog. We gotta learn how to think. We gotta learn how to set up systems. Bro, you ain't gotta be here every day no more. But we're addicted to that feeling, bro. We've been trained in that trauma, bro. And it's the hardest thing for me, bro. I really think God put me in Mississippi for that reason, bro. I think I had this bully body, bro. Like I didn't get this body, bro, until I was in my senior year. I'm serious, I would have played football. I didn't get big, bro, until my senior year. And I think God gave me this body because I've been a victim for so long, bro. I fight. I beat up the bullies. Can't stand no bully, homie. I really think that's why God gave me this body, is to protect the weak. And I think you're a sucker, bro, if you've been oppressed all your life and then you take this power and use it against the same people that God has blessed you to protect. Bro, I'm so fortunate, bro. That's the reason why I don't do VIP. That's the reason why I go out in the crowd. It's the reason why I speak the shit that I speak. And I be trying to tell my friends that. I be trying to tell people that, man. Like, one of my friends told me, he was like, Banner, you just seem like you're so angry all the time. And then I digested it. And I thought about it. Shannon, the only time I get upset is over when people mistreat black people. I made it, homie. I got a lot of bread. Like, I only fight for the weak, bro. That's it. People that come from places we come from, bro.
How did you beat T.I.? Because it's interesting because you have such an eclectic group. I mean, you got rappers and you got Snoop Dogg. You did Quincy Jones, Rest His Soul, and then you
Snoop
got
Dogg too.
Snoop. Yeah, you got Snoop, 2 Chainz, Akon. But if you look at you got Lil Wayne, T.I., but you got Maroon 5. Maroon 5 and T.I. and Lil Wayne ain't the same. And then you got Q, and then you got Neo.
Yeah. Well, me and T.I. is a little bit different because he came early. Like, if you think about it, bro, like, I was so blessed because what people don't know is I produced Thug Holiday for Trick Daddy.
Right.
But nobody knew who David Banner was at the time.
Okay.
So I wasn't able to take advantage. I was even in the video. But T.I. is the person who allowed me to be $1 million producer. Like, Rubber Band Man changed the texture. He's also, and people won't admit this, he's the reason why producers can put their tags on their beat on the radio. Because my tag was on my beats way before Rubber Band Man, but the radio stations would shave it off. T.I. called up to Hot in Atlanta and said, don't touch my music. That boy work hard. Because the reason why I put my tag on my beat, bro, and I think this is...
So what is the tag?
Tag is like when you put your name before the beat.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Like, David Banner. The only reason why I did that is because I noticed Jay-Z would say, Kanye, you a fool. Just Blaze, you did it again. And every time he would say their name, they could charge $10,000 extra, right?
Okay.
Southern rappers hid their producers. Like, bro, like, it hurts me to this day. KLC from Beats by the Pound. As big as No Limit was, don't nobody know who they are, bro. And they're some of my mentors. And I hate the fact, bro, I really think Beats by the Pound is big as Timbaland and Pharrell because they change music in the same way that those people do. But we don't know who they are. And since I saw that, I said, I'm not gonna let them like look over me. I'm gonna put my own name before my beat.
Right.
And bro, it got so hot at one time, bro, and people don't even give me credit for that. Like, people can say whatever they want to you first. I think I was one of the first people to put my name before a beat, but nobody made it hot in contemporary America like I did, bro. So when everybody put their name before they beat and they don't say nothing to me, that's what I'm supposed to do, but I am still in the flesh. It would feel good for you to acknowledge the person who allowed you to do the shit that you do to this day. But T.I., man, like, he changed. And for some reason, man, every level of my life, we keep coming back together. And man, I'm so appreciative of who he is. And like my bro actually, they tried to put him on a cross. And they tried to crucify him, and he stood. Bro, if there was one person on this planet that I could say resilience, I don't think there's no man in the music industry that's as resilient as T.I. is, bro. And every day this get up and he keep going. People don't even think, bro. He shared his whole career and became conscious in front of everybody and put a conscious album out. He didn't just talk that shit. A lot of did that shit, bro, to be cool because it was the woke moment. T.I. did that shit and put his career on the line, bro. When he first came out with his first album, I'm Serious, bro. He told them motherfuckers, let me go. He went back to the streets and built himself back up again, bro. My bro ain't perfect, bro, but Tip tried, bro. He tried so hard all the time. And he's so tough, you'll never be able to see that part of, but bro tried. And for the first time in his life, I think he cared.
Yeah.
And he not used to that. He didn't come from that environment. And I'm watching him process the fact that he care about shit. And then that make you human again. What the you do with that shit?
Right.
Like, what? I'm serious, dog. That's how I feel now. Like, why in the am I getting depressed? Hey, dog, the shit we used to do, what this shit is, feelings?
Right.
You know, and I'm just grateful, man, that me and him still friends.
Right.
And that I called, bro, it ain't been one time that I ever called Tip. He didn't show up for me, bro.
Wow.
And I'm grateful to him. Like when they did the death of Auto-Tune, I never knew, and T-Pain is my friend, bro. They were children. And I'm not saying that you right or wrong, but you don't do a child like that, bro. And what I'm saying is even when we wrong, look at how white folks do Trump. What? Trump can say the dumbest shit on this planet. White folks gonna protect him. They may have another conversation with him later on. Why we can't do that? But it's like now black media has got to the point where the same way, and it's from the places that we from, and I'm looking you in your eyes, Shannon, when I say this shit. When you look at when they used to hang black folks from trees, then you see black folks on the outskirts. Same thing they did to Jesus. You say that you knew that he was the son of Jesus and you didn't do shit, you coward. How dare you praise his name when he did and you let him sit up there on that cross. The same thing with that child. You let them crucify that child and you did nothing. You a hoe. That's what I believe. And that's why I don't really believe in the music industry. I don't really believe these folks are my friend. As much as I care about the situations that I'm in, bro, I know these folks don't care about me. Understand that. Because if they did that to Jesus, what you think they do to my Mississippi country ass, dog? So what I realized, man, is that the thing that I did realize is, though, man, is that, like, the men, those of us who were around, bro, we could have stepped up more.
Right.
Bro, think about the NFL players, bro. How strong you all are. But they put y'all in a situation, bro, where y'all be in cities where the most impoverished black people are, and they don't even let you around with your people, bro. I see that more in the NBA, bro. Like, bro, I had an opportunity. My best friend lived in Portland, bro. They don't like black people being around the hood, bro. Basketball and what we done for basketball, but I don't never see no black kids in NBA cares. I don't. I'm honest with what I see, bro. There's no artist I've ever worked with in my life, and I'll look at any one of these cameras. I have not met anybody more talented than that young man, bro.
Wow.
I am a producer. I am not a beat maker. When I would stop the beat for Chris Brown would say, I know. Well, how the f you know? You know, it's an infinite amount of things you don't know.
Right.
He knew.
Wow.
And bro, like, the reason why Chris Brown, I'm not saying this, and I gotta be careful with my words. The reason why he's not on a Prince, Michael Jackson level is because he chose his manhood over his music, and you can't blame him for that. Bro just wanted to be respected as a man, bro. Never really had men around him, dude. I don't blame Lil Bro for that, bro, and it's hard, dude. Like, that's one thing, man, like, it's the craziest thing for me as an entertainer, dude. Like, even from a woman perspective, I remember when I made Play, there's a difference between you being a hunter and then all the women decide you sexy. And then they after you, and then you become an object. Bro, I never talked to that. Was hard for me to deal with. Like, I'm not used to it. I'm used to hunting. Don't make it easy for me, woman. You know what I mean? And we don't have therapy for that. Because most people from where we from ain't never seen what we seen, bro. Chris from the South, bro. People forget that.
Yeah.
That boy from the South, dog. From the country, too.
Mm-hmm.
And he dealt with that shit alone. So however it was, bro, like, and I just wish, man, I never forget when Chris got his first tattoo, bro. Some of the people in the label knew me and his relationship, and they called me up there. Chris hid under the desk, bro. Because I was coming. And I remember telling him, bro, you a kid. Be a kid as long as you can. And I'm serious. I told him this, bro, get that Disney money. Because once you grown, you can't ever come back.
Mm-mm.
But he wanted to be a man, and he chose that, bro, and I can't blame him for that.
Wow. You mentioned Nelly's Tip Drill.
Mm-hmm.
When you first heard that song, did you know, like when you hear a beat,
mm-hmm.
do you know it's a hit?
My song Play was the only song that when I heard that, I knew that was him. I didn't like a Pimp. If I knew Rubber Band was that dope, I do love Tip, I would have kept it for myself.
Right.
I can't even lie to you. I
Right.
gotta be honest. I didn't know. I can't even sit here and tell you that I had that. As a matter of fact, Tip is like now my ears for me, bro, because he's a genius, bro, when it comes to hearing it.
Mm-hmm.
I just make a bunch of shit.
Right.
And some of that shit is great, some of it sucks. I can tell the shit that ain't good. Like, I just got to be honest with you. Most producers wouldn't tell the truth about this, but I will. When I first started, if I made 10 beats, 2 of them were dope.
Right.
Now, if I make 10 beats, 4 of them dope. But, like, that's just part of it. You just got to keep making it.
Right.
You know? But no, bro, I had no idea, bro. What I will say is that Nelly is the only artist that I made a beat for, and he took it. Because you got to think, when you make a beat for an artist, the only thing you can go off of is what you heard from them.
Right.
But if they're really an artist, they 10 years ahead of that now.
Right.
So you're usually behind them trying to cater. What you should do as a producer is give them the future instead of being in their past, right? And Nelly was the only one, bro. Every beat I sent to Nelly, he got on that. And I don't want to talk about it because some things are not meant to talk about, but I never really got into like petty shit.
Yeah.
Like, bro, I don't watch the news.
Right.
As smart as I am, people will be surprised. News is depressing. I don't get into people's beef unless we grew up together.
Right.
Like, I'm trying to bring the community together.
Right. I have an opinion on that.
Yeah, man. I got into a lot of rap beefs that I didn't know about, bro. And it hurt my money because I was always trying to bring people together.
Right.
Negroes don't want to hear that shit. That motherfucker, bro.
Right.
You know, and I just got caught off into a lot of that shit, Shannon. Yeah.
Pimp C said you looked out for his family when he went in.
Mm-hmm.
You don't mind, I mean, why did you do it and what did you do?
I don't know what I did. It was so long ago.
Why'd you do it?
I don't know.
You don't know why you did it?
No, just let me ask you.
Okay.
If you really led by the spirit,
yeah,
that ain't your business.
Mm-hmm.
Just do what you're told.
Right.
All I knew was that Pimp C's voice changed my life. I don't give a how dope like a Pimp beat was.
Mm-hmm.
People were attracted to it. Make them girls get down on the floor, on the floor. Like, bro, I sampled that man's voice and didn't know him. And it changed my life. How dare I not feed back into his family? Wow. The problem is us as black folks, bro, is that we get money and we start catering to people that don't like us. Instead of, what Issa Rae say? Networking side to side.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? And so if his voice blessed me that way, why not bless him? And one thing I don't, and Shannon, I think you do a good job at this, bro. One thing that I'm proud that I never did, Snoop is actually my friend, bro. Mm-hmm. Be clear. But he's still Snoop.
Yeah.
And I never allow myself to stop being a fan. Pimp C was my friend, bro. But that's still Pimp C. Mm-hmm. And I'll never take that away from me. The fact that the people that we look up to the most, Samuel L. Jackson, is now my friend, bro. But don't ever get that up. That's Samuel L. Jackson. And that allows me to stay grateful for each day in my life, bro. Right. But those are still the people that I looked up to.
Right.
Do you want to know something crazy?
What's that?
A lot of the people that I look up to me.
Wow.
They come to me for guidance, especially spiritually.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
And sometimes I have to remind myself that I can't take that away from them too. So I still gotta stay up. But I gotta also realize that these are people that I look up to and love and respect too.
You worked with Wayne after he got out of jail. Wayne's been at this thing for a while. Mm-hmm. I mean, I think Wayne started probably 12 or 13, and here he's probably in his 40s now, so he's been at this thing for a minute. Mm-hmm. I still think Wayne, when they talk about GOATs, the way he can put words together,
yeah.
What is it like watching him create a masterpiece?
This is not going to be popular, what I'm about to say. What's funny to me, only my opinion. I think Wayne was more of a problem when he was 12. Mm-hmm. Like that early Cash Money, where he focused in. Like a lot of people became fans of Jay-Z and, keeping it in your head. And I think that's cool.
Right.
One thing Erykah Badu taught me was that you don't ever judge how a person reveals or creates their music, right? But I remember the stories that he used to give, bro, back on them BGs and the early Cash Money before the Universal deals. Like, I can't imagine a focused Lil Wayne who has to still listen to somebody. You gotta think, Lil Wayne ain't gotta listen to nobody no more. No producer, no engine, nobody.
Right.
But there's think about Eminem with Dr. Dre.
Yeah.
You say whatever you want to say, but when he with Dr. Dre, it's special.
Yeah.
Jadakiss with The Alchemist early, bro. There's just something about having somebody that you have reverence to, bro. Mm-hmm. I just think that the world doesn't know because they're not privy to the Lil Wayne that I'm a fan of, bro. Mm-hmm. Like, I would just love to hear that just one more time, bro.
I think he got an album out now. It's coming out.
It's coming out. It ain't out yet. Yeah. But I will tell you something, bro, that I don't know if I said this anywhere. Maybe one other time, but Wayne said the most admirable thing that anybody has ever said to me in history, bro, as a producer. Wayne told me, because what a lot of people don't know is some of the beats, some of the most historical freestyles that Wayne did, they were over David Banner beats. But I would send him so many beats, I don't put my tag on my beat until they pay for it.
Right.
But it was Wayne, so I didn't really give a shit. Put that shit out, Wayne, because if Wayne do one of your beats,
they gonna ask who
yeah, and then gonna pay you because you produce. So I never tripped. Wayne could do whatever he wanted to do, right? But Wayne told me something. He called me, man. It was really strange. He said, Banner, now that I'm a businessman, I can't promise you that you're gonna have a spot on everything on Young Money, but I can promise you that I give you an opportunity to fight for your spot. And that's all you can ask for as a man, bro. And the thing that I would wish and hope for Wayne, man, is that man really loves music, bro. Mm-hmm. I talked about this today, bro. Like, Wayne would light a blunt, put his head in the speaker, and ask me to play all my beats. Not to sell them, but because he was a fan of my production. I don't give a about, like, bro, just play the music, bro. Mm-hmm. And I just wish that we could all make music again, man. Like, I've been talking about this a lot because I want people to know that it ain't about music. The last thing I produced for T.I. that came out, I didn't charge him. I just wanted us to be in the studio again, bro. I got money. Let's just get back to doing it. Because, bro, if we do what we do, naturally, the money coming.
Right.
You can have AI and all that stuff. The thing that you can't replicate is, bro, like real live heart, bro. Real music, something that touches people's soul. One of my friends told me when they created the television, we lost our minds. But the one thing they couldn't take away from us is our spirit and our soul. We still got that, Shannon.
Right.
And like Wayne, bro, Wayne is special, bro.
Oh, yeah.
He is special, man. And I just wish, like Chris Brown, bro, that we'll just get back in and with each other and work again, bro. Like, just get in the studio, like a group of us that really care about this shit. And I think people would come back to it if they felt something, bro.
Right.
And Wayne got that. Wayne really loved music, bro.
Mm-hmm.
Really, really loves music, bro. There's another artist I want to shout out, because when I was thinking about Wayne, I thought about him. Devin the Dude in Houston. Like, I work with him.
Right.
And he reminds me of that. Fiend from New Orleans remind me of that, bro. Like, people who just drop in them zones, bro, and they love music so much that everything else melts away. And I think people feel that. People feel Wayne suffering. And that's what people really relate. And he don't mind putting his heart on the track. I just wish, man, it was enough of us around to focus that. Because you can say a lot of dope stuff, bro, but like to be able to put it in and guide it a little bit, not much. Bro, I am one of the executive producers of Jill Scott's new album.
Okay.
And she's a great example of that, bro. Like, Jill don't need no producers. But like, to be honest with you, man, to even be in the space, to just give a little nudge. A little nudge here. Because to be real, Jill does 7 songs in one session.
Wow.
You just got to be man enough to let her play and move out her way and then realize, okay, it's time to move on now.
Right.
But let her get it as much of it out as you possibly can. But there ain't much producing Lil Wayne, Chris Brown, Jill Scott. They're geniuses.
Samuel L. Jackson, Justin Timberlake, Idris Elba, Regina King, Loretta Devine, Lawrence Fishburne, Taye Diggs, Forrest Whitaker, Boris Kojo, Oprah, Cuba Gooding Jr., Don Cheadle, Taraji, Queen Latifah. What is the most fun you've had on a set? Or each of those individuals that I read off brings a different banner out?
No. So let me tell you this. Like, no lie, Shannon, I just started learning how to enjoy my life. Bro, I've been so serious. I've been so scared of dropping the ball that I didn't enjoy this shit, bro. Like, think about having a football, bro, and you never throw that because you're scared somebody gonna intercept it.
Right.
That ain't fun. Part of it is letting that fly.
Correct.
Nobody ever taught me that. I was from Mississippi, man. So, like, I'm gonna just be real with you, bro. Like, most of the stuff I go through, I ain't got nobody to call. Bro, like, ain't nobody ever done no shit that I done from where I'm from, bro. I just got to the point where I can call Samuel L. Jackson this year, bro. And people don't understand the pressure. Like, it's easy to do some dumb thug shit. Like, I'm used to that shit.
Right.
I got homies that do that shit, but, bro, I done got to a point in my life where ain't nobody really to call. And so I always been nervous, bro. Like, last year, bro, I was shooting in the middle of my biggest depression in my life, bro. I was shooting Fight Night and Family Business New Orleans at the same time, and didn't nobody know it. I couldn't tell them folks that I was doing both of them at the same time. But I had accepted Family Business first. And ain't no way I'm not gonna do Fight Night with Kevin Hart, Samuel L. Jackson, Taraji, Terrence Howard, Don Cheadle. We're gonna figure out a way to make that shit happen.
Right.
Fuck that.
Right.
And bro, I never really had a chance to talk about this, bro. That shit fried me, bro.
That's a lot.
Like, cause I was starring. I'm a star in Family Business.
Yes.
And then the pressure of every night I go to work, it's almost like you got 7 games, but all of them are all-star game. You only play one all-star game a year when you're playing football, but imagine like, that's what Fight Night was. So the pressure of every time I go to work, I can't talk to my friends about acting in front of Samuel L. Jackson, bro.
Right.
You know? And so it just, but I'm gonna tell you this, bro. Samuel L. Jackson, he relieved me of that, bro. After I got done with Fight Night, man, Samuel L. Jackson, I went to him and I was like, because I really didn't talk to him. Because I didn't really want to be all up under him if I didn't make him proud. And Samuel L. Jackson said the dopest shit ever. He said, man, stop that shit, Banner. Quit it. He was like, bro, when I started acting, bro, I was just walking by. He said, in your first movie, Black Snake Moan, you was acting in front of me and you survived. He said, you supposed to be here. Stop acting like that. So basically, he was telling me to stand in my light, bro.
Mm-hmm.
Stand up and be the man you. And Erykah Badu used to tell me that all the time. She used to always say this was strange, because you know she float. She always say, we waiting on you, Mr. Banner. People are waiting on you to see the God in you. And I never did, bro, until recently.
Wow.
Yeah.
Ride along with Kevin Hart and Ice Cube. K Hart shot you. Cube interrogated you. What's it like to be on with Kev? Because I can just imagine. I've been around him a little bit and talked to Cube, had Cube on here. What's it like to be on the set with Kevin Hart?
Can I take one of these home?
You sure can.
Okay, thank you. I want to say this, bro, and I'm serious. Say whatever they want to about Kevin Hart. With the exception of Tyler Perry, I haven't seen nobody work as hard as him. Like, bro, like, he inspired me, bro.
Yeah. He worked. I mean,
like, to be honest with you, bro, like,
he either writing, he starred in it, commercials, movies, TV.
And people don't see he FaceTiming his kids over here on the side, talking to his wife. He got a dialect coach because he's not from the South, but he doing a Southern film. Bro, he wake up every morning, bro, at 4:30 and work out. Bro, I'm not playing about this workout shit, bro. I ain't lying, bro. I saw Kevin Hart back. Ain't no way no mucks. I want to say it the way. Ain't no motherfucker go outdo me, bro.
Right.
If you don't play no sports.
Right.
I'm dead serious. When y'all see my back, that was because of Kevin Hart. That motherfucker look like he had a backpack.
Right.
Motherfucker, you ain't gonna outdo me. And I got more time than you.
Right.
But Kevin Hart, man, he works so hard, man. And to have some to have some form of still being human and learn how to smile.
Yeah.
And he hear all the shit people throw at him.
He does.
Like, bro,
how can you not? Because people are like, I don't pay no attention to that. Well, you might not, but guess what? You got family, friends, and loved ones that do.
Yeah. And bro, that boy work his ass off. And whether you agree with what he do, it's always have you ever noticed most people who talk the most shit don't have nothing? People who have what you have, regardless of whether they like your art form or not, they know how hard it is to get. So they usually don't talk shit about you. Like, Kevin worked hard, man. Kevin, and I was inspired when we did, Fight Night. I just didn't tell him. But I'm proud of him, man. And what I want him to know is that I studied him the same way I studied 50 Cent in music. I watched Kevin Hart, and as hard as I work, like Shannon, I bust my ass all the time, bro. I always wanted to have children. Again, I tell you that I always wanted to have a family, but I sacrificed that. But to see somebody, bro, if I can work like I work now and reach the level that Kevin Hart is, or he's at now, bro, we don't need but a year of that, dog.
Right.
But Kevin Hart done this shit for 4-5 years,
Yeah,
bro.
oh, yeah.
He all right. And I'm really proud of him. Again, don't agree with everything he do. Don't agree with everything that he say. But he happy.
Yeah.
I'm cool.
Is there an audition you've gone on and you didn't get?
Yeah, that's a lot of most of them.
That's what people say. People say, Channel, you know.
All right. No, let me change that. There was an audition that I smashed, that I got it, and the director said I look too young.
Damn.
And I wouldn't be here in front of you right now. I ain't gonna even bullshit you. If that would have happened, I wouldn't be here.
Right.
I was supposed to be the black guy in Walking Dead. The casting directors like me. It was actually 2 ladies.
Right.
And this was, I'm serious, y'all. Listen to me. I would have hated to be in that room because what they did was unacceptable. But it was dope because they did it for me.
Right.
The lady walked out after I did my audition and said, I found him. Imagine it's 30 people in a room and somebody come out and say, I found him, and you got to come after that, right?
Oh.
She said, I got to introduce you to my partner. Come here. At the time, I was raw vegan, drinking a gallon of water every day, bro. I can't lie to you, bro. I did look like I was 24. Wow. What came back to me, I don't know how true it is that I look too young. But now my friend said, they could have put some gray in your beard. You got that check. But that was one thing, bro, that I don't regret anything because everything is in God light and God path. But I look at how well Walking Dead did.
Yeah.
And bro, what that would have done for me,
Ooh.
Shit. But you never know, bro.
Something else coming.
Could have been dead or anything. Like I don't ever wish for what I don't have. Bro.
Right.
But that's one of them ones though, bro.
Do you prefer producing, rapping, or acting? Is there a preference?
How much they paying?
So you don't have a preference?
I don't give a No, honestly, Shannon, we getting to do what our parents say play.
Right. I
get to play every day that I wake up, bro. It don't matter how I play.
Right.
Just as long as I continue being creative. I just came off of I did Forbes.
Yeah.
And I talked about that in Forbes. I said I am one of the few CEOs that will come up here and tell you that I want to do less business. I make all this money. I want to be creative again, bro.
Right.
Like that's your God power, is to create.
Mm-hmm.
So, bro, like we spend so much time working, we miss the opportunity to be in communion with God and create new things. That's what I want to do, Shannon. This young man, one of the dopest minds of the younger age, his name is Derek Grace. He said something so powerful one time, and I didn't ask him to say this. He said, can you imagine David Banner with $1 billion? What he could do for our community?
Oh, yeah.
If all he had to do was think and create for us? Shit. But I'm on my way, Shannon.
Yeah.
Just watch. I'm about to tear their mouth out. And bro, I'm telling you, I am not joking. I'm going to be out here with no shirt on. You're going to be like, Banner, you can put your clothes on. No. I'm going to be like, no.
Is there a role that you won't play in a movie?
Yeah, there's a lot of them. I don't want to get into that, Shannon, because we can't run our mouth before we get into positions that we need to in order to help our families. But I do know that sometimes our Black bodies are used to push certain agendas, and I just refuse to do that. Okay. That's what I say about that.
Terrence Howard was in Fight Night with you, but lately he's been taking on the establishment. He's been calling out Hollywood for some of the things they're doing. Have you seen that side of Hollywood that he's speaking about?
This is what I will say. We don't even have to go there. Shannon, where you from?
South Georgia.
Can you see that outside? America ain't no different, bro. Do you know what's crazy about lynchings? Have y'all ever noticed, and I'm talking to the white people in here, when y'all saw pictures of lynchings, and I'm talking to the white people, what color do they usually have on? You remember? They had on white. You want to know why? Because they just got out of church. These people ain't changed. America ain't changed, bro. The problem that people don't understand is that the slave house has always been in direct proportion of the slave master house. The thing that we don't understand from a mathematical standpoint is that the slave house has grown 40 million times. So the slave house is just bigger. We haven't progressed that much, bro. Only in direct proportion to how much the slave master house. So what I'll tell you, bro, is in Hollywood, man, like, we act like it's no different, bro, but like, be honest with you, bro, like, you know this, Shannon. The police in our towns just took the hood off in a lot of cases. You know, and I'm not surprised. It's not this big thing. We always act like, that's one thing that I don't like about our community. Like when we see certain people fall, like in entertainment, we knew that about them in our community. You know we did 10, 20 years ago. Don't act surprised because white folks act surprised. Hollywood is no different than America, bro. And I'm just getting to the point now that I refuse to self-sabotage myself, bro. Because I've always been talking that I'm not gonna get up on your show and kill myself when I'm this close to being in control of my own life. But what I will say, America ain't no different than the police department, ain't no different than the IRS, ain't no different than what you've been through in the NFL. We just understand what it is. We play within the parameters until we can get the freedom that we have, bro. But you said it earlier, bro. What is this? What is all of this stuff? It's a fraternity. And if it's a fraternity, it's a circle. And there's certain people outside of that circle. And if you're not in that circle, you're going to be treated a certain way or manipulated.
What made you start a multimedia production company? Why did you want to do that? Seems like you got a lot of iron, you got a lot of irons in the fire.
I just knew I wasn't. Cube is my hero. Ice Cube is my hero.
Okay.
People never saw him as an A-list actor, but he saw himself as an A-list actor.
True.
So what I realized is nobody is going to love me the way that I love myself.
Okay.
And that as long as it took me to become a rapper, I knew it would take me longer to become Superman. So if I wanted our children to see a superhero, I would have to believe in myself at that level, and I would have to shoot it. I say this to all the kids, listen to me. Shoot it. Just shoot it. Shannon, you didn't know if this shit was going to pop or not.
Nope.
But you felt it in your spirit, and you shot it. Just shoot. Shoot until the gun empty and keep busting that. It could just be going click, 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 click. Just keep shooting. And bro, it'll happen. Like, I really believe that God conspires. I think, bro, the way that, and I'm only saying this, bro, because you have access to our people. It's not that I'm trying to put you in a peculiar situation, bro, but like, I believe that the way that we pray to God is wrong. I think that God really want to help us do what we want to do. But if you say you okay. If you say you're a God and you act like it, give you that too. What you pray for, you will get. And your true prayer is what you think about and what you talk about the most. You may pray one time to God, but in your ordinary everyday life, you're talking about negativity, hate, and poverty. That's what you're going to get. Shannon, I could tell when you talked, bro, you wanted to be successful so bad, bro. You wanted that bread so bad, bro. That was your prayer. So you got it. Other things that come along with that, that's what they don't teach us.
Right, true.
But, hey, man, it's scary now, bro. Like, how much I can move the universe around. And we got to stop acting like we surprised about it, man, and start getting back in touch with the stuff that our grandparents knew. That's why I give so much love to Ryan Coogler and what he did with Sinners.
Yeah.
Because he was really trying to introduce Black people to another part of our spirituality that we lost, that our grandparents knew about. And I'm not going to talk about it on this show. We could talk about it later on, bro. But there's another aspect of our spirituality, whether we agree with it or not, but it's more of our culture than what we say that we believe in and we turn our nose up at, man. And I'm just starting to realize, man, that I have more power and dominion over how I live my life. And I just have to stand up as a man and accept that. And bro, it's not easy and it's scary. But Shannon, you called the shit that you did. Ain't nobody ever did the shit that you did, bro. No black man in the podcast space, bro, to do the shit that you did the way that you did it, bro. Bro, they thought you was a country bumpkin, bro. You showed them me being from the country means more than you being tight ass. And then if you notice, they started to try to act like you. No, motherfucker, you can't beat me being me. No, you better stay tight ass like you been. Stay where you stay, bro. And again, bro, I watched how you studied, bro. You put yourself in a very uncomfortable situation. And it's funny now, even when I watch when you did the intro, it's so polished. And I was thinking to myself, like, bro, you really free. If that's what you choose to do, that's fine. But bro, you literally at a point where you can do what you choose to do. And you did that hard work so you can be free.
Yeah.
Just understand, man, that you did that, bro. I promise, bro, I studied you. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So it's a blessing.
Gatorade, you redid that 12 times and they still didn't use it.
No, they end up using it.
They ended up using it.
Yeah. It is the second biggest Gatorade. I don't know if it still is the second biggest Gatorade commercial in history.
Wow.
Yeah.
I mean, like, you've done so. Do you ever, I mean, have you taken the time? Because this is what I tell people. I was like, when I was playing, I don't know, I'd never smelled the roses because I was so caught, I was so focused on making sure I did right and I was staying on top of my game, is that now sometimes when I see stuff, I'm like, damn, I did that?
And
Damn,
people will use you because they know you don't see yourself. Women do it. Corporations do it. Like, they smell. Like, women are really good at seeing our potential that we don't see. Corporations see the stuff that we don't see, bro. Like, bro, this is really hard for me to say, bro. I was on this white show, bro. And these white boys had studied me so hard. And they talked about all the stuff that I did, Shannon, and I can't bullshit you, bro. It made me tired. Like, I literally got tired. Like, I want to go home and go to sleep. Like, man, I've done so much at such a high level, bro. And it hurt me, bro, because most black people don't give a f. And I do what I do for black people, and they probably care the least.
Wasn't that in the Bible? You remember how Jesus did? Who you work for? And who?
Yeah, but I mean, it's easy to say that, bro.
It is.
But you know, because you're going through it.
It hurts.
Yeah.
It hurts more.
It does.
When it comes, like the outside saying whatever, I can.
I don't want my shit when I'm dead, bro. Right. Think about Basquiat, bro. Mm-hmm. How much people are taking advantage of his art, and his own family can't live off of his genius, bro. And he died suffering, bro. He wasn't happy. Come on, bro. I'm not gonna do that shit. F y'all. I'm not doing that, man. Look at Malcolm and Martin, bro. They family is suffering, dude. Dad. I'm not doing that, bro. It gotta be a better way. And if God gave us those examples, why go down that, man? Look, man, that's what I'm telling you, bro. We gotta do better with talking to each other, man, and pulling each other aside and being like, man, come on, bro. It's funny, man. One of my homeboys worked for the biggest shoe company in the world. And, man, they put my homie through it, dude. And I just called him. I was like, bro, I got a room in my house, bro. I know you rich. But just come on down to the crib, man.
Let's talk.
Not even talk. That's what I did with T-Pain. That fucked T-Pain up, man. When T-Pain was going through his shit, I brought T-Pain to my house, and this freaked him out. Because I had just started understanding meditation. I made T-Pain come to my house and sit on my porch. And he couldn't say nothing to me for an hour. I said, just sit there. And that motherfucker was sitting there shaking. Because he had never been in a space where somebody cared about him enough, where I don't need nothing from you. I just need for you to sit there and process life, bro. And most people don't do that.
Have you always been a guy that wanted to help people?
Yeah, but not for the right reasons. I'm starting to realize now, man, that as I have a therapist and that I become more spiritual, I think I wanted to help more. I wanted to help people so much because I had been hurt so much. And my ego. And man, that preacher told me, that Mississippi preacher said, you keep playing Jesus and wonder why you end up on the cross.
Wow.
It ain't your responsibility to save nobody. It ain't my responsibility, bro. Like, that was the hardest thing, bro. I thought it was my responsibility to save Mississippi. It's not. Do what you can and go the home. Because one thing I actually learned this from the Spider-Man movie. I don't know if you remember when the Green Goblin was on, him and Spider-Man was on the top of Toby movie. And he said, live long enough, hero, to be the villain. No matter how good I did, no matter how much I worked, still talk shit about me. No matter how much good I did, still say I ain't never done nothing? Never? Ever? That's what you gonna say to me? I ain't never done nothing? Bet. So I realized you just have to have the resolve in yourself to do God's work and sit in it and go to home. Cause Shannon, no bullshit. I said this 2 times on your show already, bro. Bro, I always wanted children. I ain't got no wife, bro.
You still can have that banner.
Yeah, but I don't have it.
Are you putting yourself in position?
No.
Okay then.
But I don't know how, Shannon.
I mean, you can run a marathon, but you got to get to the starting line.
You sure?
Yes.
You might want to recant the words.
No, I'm just saying.
You don't want to run no marathon. But no, I'm just saying, like, Shannon, honestly, bro, like, it's easy to say it. I used to tell my dad that all the time. Like,
how many rappers before you came out of Mississippi? How many people was on TV before you came out of Mississippi? Black people, look like you, talk like you, act like you.
Yeah.
Okay then.
But what I'm telling you, Shannon, I'm serious though, bro. It's like, I used to tell my dad all the time, just show me how to do it. I don't know what to. All I know how to do is
He can't show
work.
you what he don't know.
I never thought about that. Touche. I've never used that word.
Yeah.
Touche. But like, I'm serious, Shannon. Like, I don't know what to do. I don't know what that shit look like, homie. I don't know nothing but work. My mentor tell me that all the time. You on the hamster wheel again, ain't you, Mr. Banner? I tell you, my mentor is David Moody. He told me this, Shannon. Watch this. He said, son. I said, yes, sir. Said, how many followers you got? Around 4 million. He said, the stuff that I teach you, have you gave it to your fans and your followers? I said, yes, sir. He said, okay. He said, don't I tell you you do too much all the time? I said, yes, sir. He said, well, let me ask you this. If you teach your fans and your people and your followers what I taught you, how many people have I influenced? 4,000,001. He looked at me directly in my eyes, and David Moody said, how many people did I concentrate on? I said, just me. Damn, wow. Bars!
That's it.
Hey, y'all ain't gotta say shit behind the cameras. That was dope. And you know that shit was dope. I know that y'all usually don't applaud when a on like Shannon's camera, but y'all can give me a little bit from that. Come on, clap your motherfucking ass. White folks too.
Yeah, that was it. That was it. Before we wrap,
Shannon, how you like that chain, bro? That's a nice chain, bro. I ain't gonna bullshit you, bro.
You know, a little something.
Okay, yeah, just a little lightweight.
Yeah, a little something, little something.
Shannon talk all that shit about that now I'm running water. Oh, this chain is just so ice and watery for all the water that I didn't have.
Anything you promote. You got an album, you got a TV show. What you got? Tell the people, because people gonna watch this.
Just Family Business New Orleans.
Mm-hmm.
You can look at it on Amazon, BET Plus, Fight Night. I got some movies coming out, man. The main thing that I will ask my people is, just don't leave me alone. Shannon, you know how this shit feels.
Yeah.
When people come after you, folks leave you all by your fucking self, bro. And
but it gives you an opportunity, though, David, to find out who was always there, who was really there for the right reason.
I'm just asking for people not to do that to me. Like, I stand for y'all. One of the things I realized with my success, Shannon, is that really black people can't figure out why I came back. Most people get the fame that I've been able to accrue and they leave black people. I love my people. I run towards my people. And the thing that hurts me the most is not, I expect the swords from the enemies or people who have historically not loved us. I still can't register it from my people. And I know it comes from a hurt place. I know it comes from an ignorant place. But bro, I real live love black folks. I real live, like people think I'm joking when I talk about the admiration that I have for black women. Bro, I mean that with all my heart, bro. I love people that look like my mama. I love people that look like my grandmother, bro. I mean that shit with all my heart, bro. And it hurts me to even fathom that people don't feel the same way about me when they may not even have the capacity to. And I'm smart enough to understand that, but that don't stop me from being in the flesh. The only thing that I ask, man, is for people to give me the same thing that you give Heinz ketchup, that you get a gas company, that you get a light company in southern places where we from. You give your undying attention and paper to, that you give Budweiser, that you give Hennessy. That's what I want, bro. And if you can't give me what you get them, then I'm cool.
I'm going to tell you, I'm going to get out of here on this one. I'm going to share with you what my therapist shared with me. She said, Shannon, your biggest mistake is that you see yourself in other people.
Bars.
You think people is going to treat you like you would treat them or like you would want to be treated.
Bars.
He said, she said, that is your mistake.
Bars.
Can't say nothing to that one, bro.
David Banner.
Yeah.
Hold on, wait, can I do this? I know this has never happened before. Shannon Sharpe. You needed that, didn't you? Yeah. Can I ask you a quick question before we go?
Yeah.
Bro, did you enjoy yourself?
I did.
I really enjoyed this. Bro, this felt like therapy, dog.
Yeah, it did.
This was actually a little spooky to me, bro. And I have to tell y'all, I don't know whether he gonna keep this, but half of the interview, I had to piss. And I was so upset that I had to piss because I'm a man of discipline. I said, how the you get on this platform and have this opportunity and have to piss? And then what I was told is like, that's all right, you human, go piss.
Yeah, exactly.
And I went and pissed. I don't know how you gonna edit that, though.
But we good.
And I wanted to say piss on the Shay Shay.
Yeah, we good.
Okay. Not literally, but you know.
Yeah.
All my life, been grinding all my life. Sacrifice, hustle paid the price. Want a slice, got to roll the dice, that's why. All my life, I've been grinding all my life. Look, all my life, been grinding all my life. Sacrifice, hustle paid the price. Want a slice, got to roll the dice, that's why. All my life, I've been grinding